All right. Good morning, Fugosians. Welcome to our MPHSS webinar entitled Fugosians Ready or Not Getting a Smart Start in Times of Pandemic. Please be reminded that today's session will be recorded, so please observe proper etiquettes. And for our house rules, please mute your microphones to set an atmosphere for our dear speakers and save your questions and insights during the open forum per session. For the attendance, please fill out the Google form provided 5 minutes before the webinar, which can be found at the comment section of this video. And the link will be closed after an hour. After you have filled out the form, you have to type your name, your grade and section, the name of your class advisor in the comment section of the same video for you to be acknowledged. And we request everyone to please participate actively in every activity and respect everyone, especially our speakers. And last but not least, please reflect and enjoy the rest of the activities. To formally begin today's webinar, may I ask everyone to please remain in silence and in attention for the singing of the Philippine National Anthem, to be followed by an invocation through an audiovisual presentation.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang magiliw, pero sa silanganan, alam ng puso, sa liit ko'y bukay. Lupang inirang, kuya ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisingil, sa nagagang tutok sa simoy at sa langit ang bangaw, ay hinatang tulakaw, isang pagkayang minamahal, ang isang lang matawad mo'y tagumpay na nagtitindig, ang pituwin at karoon niya kailan, ang may di matitindig, lumang ang araw ng warhagit pagsintang, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang bigaya ng kangkay mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Good morning, Lord. Thank you for a new day. Thank you that your compassion is renewed every morning. Great is your faithfulness and your steadfast love, O Lord. I don't know what all is going to happen today and how much I'll get done, but you do. So I give this day to you. Fill me with your Holy Spirit, Father. Energize me for your work, because you know how tired these bones are. Awaken me to the wonder of your salvation, and quicken my spirit to the reality of your work in my life. Lord, my mind is filled with creative ideas, but they're all jumbled. Holy Spirit, come and hover over my mind like you hovered over the waters at creation, and speak order out of the chaos. Help me to cease striving and to trust that you will give me all I need today to do the work you've given me to do. You will be faithful to complete the good work you've started. And as I step out into my day, I declare your sovereignty over every area of my life. I entrust myself to you and ask that you use me however you see fit. This day is yours. My body is yours. My mind is yours. Everything I am is yours. May you be pleased with me today. Amen.
To grace today's webinar, May we call on our very humble and most respected presence of our beloved principal, Mr. Bernal A. Lamban. Everyone, let us give him a virtual round of applause.
Sa lahat ng ating mga guro, mga mag-aaral, mga magulang, isa pong magandang umaga sa ating lahat. Ngayong umaga po ay nagkakasama-sama tayo bilang bahagi na rin ng ating paghahanda para sa nalalapit na pasukan sa October 5, 2020. Pamagat po ng ating program sa umagang ito ay Ready or Not, Getting a Smart Start in Times of Pandemic. Isa sa mahalagang layunin ng ating online session ngayon ay ang paghahandang psychological at ang pangangalaga sa ating kaisipan o yung ating tinatawag na mental wellness. Kasama rin dito ang ating paghahanda upang maging matagumpay tayo sa ating kinakaharap na online classes. Pinabati ko ang mga masisipag ng mga guro na nag-organize ng program na ito sa pangunguna ni Binibining Danica Cincuenco, ang ating SDRRM Coordinator, si Mrs. Aurora Kiambao, ang ating guidance teacher, ang ating school nurse na si Mrs. Yvette Castañeda, ang ating MC na si Sir J. Colin Aguilar, maging ang advisors ng ating Students Council na si Ginang Yang Antonio at si Sir Bon Cagata. Mabuhay kayo sa inyong kasipagan at kahusayan. Sa mga estudyante ng Valeriano Pugoso Memorial High School, hinihiling ko ang inyong pakikisa at ganap na pakikinig upang maintindihan nyo ang mga paksang tatalakayin. Ito ay ginagawa para na rin sa inyong kabutihan. Sa inyo mga mag-aaral, manatili sana kayong ligtas at manatili kayo sa inyong mga tahanan. Maraming salamat.
Thank you so much, Sir Lamban. Now to present to you the Supreme Student Government Organizational Chart, let me begin with the advisors. Mrs. Hededea C. Antonio and her co-advisor Von Ryan B. Cagata. The President of SSG, Dexon G. Gatbonton. The Vice President, Sani E. Dolorosa. The Secretary, Kyla D.S. Panotes. The Treasurer, Unica Eve E. Buesa. The Auditor, Carl Justin B. Almonte. Their Public Information Officer, Ian Muriel P. Ramirez. And their Peace Officer, Mark Harvey A. Hu. And for the grade 12 coordinator, Samantha Keith N. Donaire. For the grade 11 coordinator, Ryan Eljo A. Buya. For the grade 10 coordinator, Maxine Lorraine T. Bustamante. And for the grade 9 coordinator, Jared P. Lumbre. Let us give them a round of applause. These times are truly the most challenging and undeniably a remarkable phase in our lives. Everything that we do, everything that we get to hear and even experience causes us mentally and emotionally. For today's webinar, I would highly encourage everyone to please give your best shot and make yourself be educated as some of the timely issues about mental health awareness arise and be given answers. To talk about understanding emotions and emotional intelligence, may I present to you the first speaker from the SHS department, our respected guidance counselor, Mrs. Aurora A. Kiambao. Everyone, let us give her a virtual round of applause.
A blessed morning, my dear Fugosians. Is it my audio clear? Please, paki-show yung thumbs up po. Okay, thank you. As our theme for this webinar is Fugosians, Ready or Not, Getting Smart in Times of Pandemic. Do we really need to start smart in this time of pandemic? Let us find out. The topic that was assigned to me is all about understanding emotions and emotional intelligence. to begin with, let us know what is emotion. Let us understand our own emotions. Do we have an emotions? Thumbs up, please. Meron po ba? Meron. Lahat tayo ay meron. Kamusta naman kayo? Do you have a similar emotions from the illustration? Are you happy? Are you mad? Are you sad? Or confused? Maybe sa pagising natin, isa rito ang naramdaman natin. Pero I hope for this webinar, dahil tatlo po kaming speaker, I hope lahat po ay happy, excited, and ready matuto. Okay po ba yon? Pa-thumbs up naman po ulit. Thank you. Okay, as we continue, let us watch this short video. Let us see how is she or he is feeling. Yes, yes, happy. Okay, for the second time. Yes, sad. Yes, disgusted. He is scared. Okay, that is from the movie Inside Out. Okay, what are the emotions and or feelings that you have observed? Anybody? You can unmute your microphone. Okay?
Ano po, ano ma'am, happy. Yung lahat
Yes?
po, do I need to name it all po?
Aha, pwede naman. Sige.
Ano po ma'am, happy, sad, angry, disgusted, and scared po.
Very good. So maybe lahat tayo merong ganyang pakiramdam. Thank you, Daxon. Okay, let's go on. Then, what is emotions? Sinabi natin kanina, lahat tayo ay merong emotions. So, from the word emotions, pwede tayong happy, sad, scared, excited, or angry. If we say that we are happy, maybe we are fulfilled, contented, glad, optimistic, or pleased. If we say we are sad, we can be down, blue, mopey, grieved, or depressed. If we say we are scared, maybe we are nervous, tense, anxious, frightened, or terrified. For excited, maybe we are energetic, ecstatic, aroused, bouncy, and for angry, we may feel irritated, resentful, upset, and mad. Emotions like these are part of human nature. They give us information about what we're experiencing and help us know how to react. So kapag meron daw tayong emotions, yun daw yun. Kailangan alam lang din natin kung paano tayo magre-respond doon sa ating emotions na nararamdaman. Here are few basic things about emotions. What are they? Number 1, emotions come and go. Most of us feel many different emotions throughout the day. Some last just a few seconds, others might linger to become a mood. So, sabi nga, lumilipas din yung emosyon na yan. Minsan nga, yung kakilala mo, nasasabihan mong, parang baliw to. Bakit? Kasi una, iiyak-iyak siya sa'yo. Mamaya, makikita mo, tumatawa na, di ba? So, lumilipas ang emotions natin. Hindi siya nagtatagal. Pero pag tumagal siya, nagiging mood na siya. Number 2, emotions can be mild, intense, or anywhere in between. The intensity of an emotion can depend on the situation and on the person. So, pwedeng konti lang, sa gitna lang, or sobrang tindi na ng iyong emosyon. Next, number 3, there are no good or bad emotions. Walang masama guys ha, okay lang yung mga emosyon natin. But there are good and bad ways of expressing emotions. Learning how to express emotions in acceptable ways is a separate skill, that is managing emotions. So nasa pagdadala ng bawat isa yung kanyang emosyon. Next, we have number 4. Both positive and negative emotions are normal. Katulad nga ng sabi ko kanina, lahat na nangyayari sa atin ay normal lang yan. Some emotions feel positive, like feeling happy, loving, confident-inspired, cheerful, interested, grateful, or included. Other emotions can seem more negative, like feeling angry, resentful, afraid, ashamed, guilty, sad, or worried. Next, we sense our emotions from the time we're babies, infants, and young children. React to their emotions with facial expressions or with actions like laughing, cuddling, or crying. Next, they feel and show emotions, but they don't yet have the ability to name the emotion or say why they feel that way. But as we grow up, we become more skilled in understanding emotions. Instead of just reacting like little kids do, we can identify what we feel and put it into words. With time and practice, we get better at knowing what we are feeling and why. This skill is called emotional awareness. So, di ba nung mga baby tayo, hindi natin kayang i-express yung sarili natin. So, ang mga nanay natin, binabasa na lang yung facial expression natin o kaya yung actions natin. So, doon nalalaman kung tayo ay nagugutom, nawiwiwi, may masakit sa atin. Pero dahil nga lumaki na tayo, no, lahat naman tayo ay hindi na natiling baby, nagkakaroon na tayo ng emotional awareness. Kaya na natin sabihin kung ano yung ating emotion. So, ano ngayon tong emotional awareness? Number 1, it helps us know and accept ourselves. So kapag emotionally aware ka, alam mo na ito yung sarili ko at kaya mong tanggapin kung sino ka. Number 2, it helps us build better relationships. So kaya mo na magkaroon ng kaibigan. Number 3, It simply means recognizing, respecting, and accepting your feelings as they happen. Iyon nga, dahil aware ka, kaya mo nang sabihin, kaya mo nang tanggapin, eto ako. Eto yung nararamdaman ko for today. Number 4, it is the first step toward building emotional intelligence, a skill that can help people succeed in life. So ito na yung magiging pundasyon mo para ikaw ay magtagumpay. Sabi nga, hindi lang IQ, kung hindi sasamahan natin ng EQ. Now, how to build emotional awareness? Let us see. Number 1, make a habit of tuning in to how you feel in different situations throughout the day. Simply notice whatever emotion you feel, then name that emotion in your mind. Halimbawa, pagising mo, bakit ba ako nalulungkot? Ano ba nangyari sa akin? Then, rate how strong the feeling is. So, pwede mo sabihin, magre-range ka ng 1 to 10, yung pinakamatindi yung 10, ano ba tong emosyon na to? Matinding-matindi ba to? Siguro, at lang mga 3 lang siguro. Pero halimbawa, ano ba to? Inis na ako. So, pwedeng 10 yon. Then, ano pang susunod natin gawin? Number 3, share your feelings with the people closest to you. This is the best way to practice putting emotions into words, a skill that helps us feel closer to friends, family members, and coaches, or to anyone. Make it a daily practice to share feelings with a friend or family member whom you trust. Diba? Hindi naman basta-basta kung kanino lang. Siyempre, dun sa napapagkatiwalaan natin. Now, let us go to my second topic, which is emotional intelligence. To begin with, let us watch again this short video.
My rocket! Wait! Riley and I were still using that rocket. It still has some song power left. Who is your friend who likes to play? No, you can't take my rocket to the top. Riley and I are going to the moon. Riley can't be done with me.
Hey, it's gonna be okay. We can fix this. We just need to get back to headquarters. Which way to the train station?
I had a whole trip planned for us.
Hey, who's ticklish, huh? Here comes the tickle monster. Hey, Bing Bong, look at this. Oh, here's a fun game. You point to the train station and we all go there. Won't that be fun? Come on, let's go to the train station.
I'm sorry they took your rocket. They took something that you loved. It's gone. Forever.
Sadness. Don't make him feel worse.
Sorry.
It's all I had left of Riley.
I bet you and Riley had great adventures.
Oh, they were wonderful. Once we flew back in time. We had breakfast twice that day.
Sadness.
It sounds amazing. I bet Riley liked it.
Oh, she did. We were best friends.
Yeah, it's sad.
I'm okay now. Come on. The train station is this way.
How did you do that?
How will you rate the emotional intelligence being shown in this short video? Diba nakita natin meron dun dalawang feeling. So dumating si happy, andun din naman si sadness. No? So sa atin pala sa pagkakaroon din ng pag-analyze ng ating mga emosyon. So dumarating talaga yung meron tayong pinagpipilian. No? Pero paano natin siya i-rate? From 1 to 10. Anybody? May I call on Mark? Mark, you can unmute your microphone.
Ma'am, 5 po.
How do you say so?
Kasi po naghalo po kasi yung emosyon niya po eh.
Madali ba siyang naka-move on?
Opo.
Yes, very good. Thank you, Mark. Oo, madali siyang naka-move on. No? So, dumating man yung dalawang emosyon na yon. So, nakita natin na andun na siya sa kalagitnaan ng kanyang emotional intelligence. So, konting-konti na lang, mararating na niya yung mataas. Tayo kaya na rin natin i-rate yung ating mga sarili. Okay, to continue, what is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence refers to the ability to perceive, control, and evaluate emotions. It is also the capacity, next, it is also the ability to understand, interpret, and respond to the emotions of others. No? So ito yung kaya na natin kilalanin yung sarili natin, na-evaluate na natin. And aside from that, ito pala yung naramdaman ko kasi ganito yung nangyari. No? So, kaya na nating intindihin, kilalanin yung ating mga sarili. Now, we have the 3 key researchers of emotional intelligence. Who are they? First, we have Peter Salovey. Along with his colleague John Mayer, he put forth one of the first formal theories of emotional intelligence in 1990. They coined the term and described it as the ability to recognize, understand, utilize, and regulate emotions effectively in everyday life from Yale Center for Emotional Intelligence of 2013. So sabi nga ni Peter Salovey, no? Yung pagkakilala at pagkaunawa ng ating emosyon ng may kahusayan, yung kayang-kaya na natin sa bawat buhay natin pang araw-araw. Next, we have Daniel Goleman. Goleman saw emotional intelligence as a vital factor in success, especially for children. He proposed that promoting social and emotional learning in children to boost their emotional intelligence would not only improve their learning abilities, it would also help them succeed in school by reducing or eliminating some of the most distracting and harmful behavioral problems. So gusto kong tingnan natin yung naka-bold na letters. Di ba napakaganda? Makakatulong daw to para tayo ay maging successful sa school. Kasi kaya niyang alisin yung ibang mga harmful na behavior natin. Next, for the third one, we have Travis Bradbury. Bradbury and his colleague John Graves proposed 66 evidence-backed strategies to build emotional intelligence by teaching self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and relationship management. No? Paano natin nakikitang matatag na tayo? Di ba? Sa ngayon, isa na sa profession yan eh. Di ba? May mga coaches na tinatawag. No? Kasi sila yung nagtuturo lalo na sa mga different companies. Nag-hire pa sila ng mga coaches para magturo ng self-awareness, management, social awareness, and the skills for handling relationship. Next. There are 5 components of the emotional intelligence model by Daniel Goleman. Number 1, self-awareness. It involves the ability to recognize moods, emotions, and feelings. Then, part of self-awareness also involves being aware of how your emotions and moods influence other people. This ability to monitor your own emotional states is a basic requirement for emotional intelligence. So, siya yung pinakambundasyon kung paano natin kikilalanin yung ating mga sarili. Next, we have self-regulation. Self-regulation is absolutely central to emotional intelligence. Understanding your emotions is great, but not particularly useful if you cannot make use of this knowledge. Then, emotionally intelligent people think before they act on their feelings. They are in tune with how they feel, but they do not let their emotions rule their lives. So katulad nga noon, nagsimula sa self-awareness, then self-regulation, kaya mo nang dalhin yung iyong sarili. Di ba? Kung paano ka na makikipag-interact dahil may ganito kang pakiramdam. Minsan sinasabi mo, di ba? Halimbawa, papasok ka ng school. Minsan babatiin ka kaagad na hindi mo gusto. Di ba? Sinasabi mo, oy, teka muna ha, hindi maganda ang mood ko. O kaya sasabihin ng mga girls, oy, teka, meron akong monthly period. Ha? Wag muna, saka na. No? So, ibig sabihin, nire-regulate mo yung sarili mo. Next, number 3, motivation. Emotionally intelligent people are motivated to achieve their goals and capable of managing their behaviors and feelings in order to achieve long-term success. They might be nervous about making a change in their lives, but they know that managing this fear is important. By taking a leap and making the change, they know that they might make their lives better and come one step closer to attaining their goals. So kahit ano pa yung mga hindrance mo dyan, kailangan maging motivated ka. Kailangan maabot mo kung ano yung goal mo. Next, number 4, we have empathy. Empathy is another of Goleman's major elements of emotional intelligence. This involves the ability to understand the emotions of other people. In order to interact with other people in multiple life domains, such as at work or at school, you need to be able to know what they are feeling. If a coworker is upset or frustrated, knowing what he is feeling can give you a much better idea of how to respond. Ito yung sinasabi nating putting yourself in the shoes of others. Next, number 5, social skills. Emotionally intelligent people also tend to have strong social skills, probably in part because they are so attuned to their own feelings as well as those of others. They know how to deal with people effectively, and they are invested in maintaining healthy social relationships and helping those around them succeed. Ito yung mga taong madaling makisalamuha, di ba? Yung mga nasa sales, magagaling sila dyan kasi alam nila kung paano nila i-handle yung kanilang mga sarili. Tapos halimbawa, ina-expect nila, pwede akong i-reject nitong taong to. So, kaya mo pa rin, no? Kaya mo pa rin i-handle dahil nga na-develop mo na yung social skills mo. Then we have 7 qualities that best describe employees and leaders with a high emotional intelligence. Since lahat po tayo ay mga leaders, kailangan natin itong mga qualities na to. What are those qualities? Number 1, they aren't afraid of change. They understand it's a fact of life and they're quick to adapt, no? Ano yung isang change ngayon na meron tayo, hindi lang sa Pilipinas, kundi sa buong mundo? Samantha?
Yung sa new normal po, ma'am.
Yes, very good. Thank you. Yan. Meron tayong new normal na napakalaking change. Pero sabi nga, yung emotionally intelligent leader daw, they aren't afraid of change. Number 2, they're self-aware. They know what they're good at, what they can work on, and what kinds of environments suit them best. Number 3, they're empathetic. They can easily relate to others and understand what they are going through. Then we have number 4, they're committed to quality but understand that perfection is an impossible standard. So lahat naman tayo, gusto natin maganda yung ginagawa natin. Kaya lang, wala naman talagang nare-reach yung perfection. Number 5, they're balanced and able to have a healthy professional and personal life. So kanina dun sa movie clip natin, so nakita natin kung paano siya nagbalanse, di ba? Andun si happy, andun din si sadness. No? Next, number 6, they're curious and open-minded and they love to explore the possibilities. Next, number 7, they're gracious, grateful, and happy. So kahit ano pang mangyari, bumabalik pa rin dun yung masayang emosyon na meron siya. Next, From the Zenful spirit, the qualities that describe people with high emotional intelligence are: number one, they have a healthy work or life balance because they know when to work and when to play. So, mahalaga talaga yung balance. Next, they have laser-like focus and don't get distracted easily. Ito nga yung meron siyang motivation. Ano man yung distraction, yung ingay, or meron mang mag-disappoint sa'yo, tuloy-tuloy ka lang. Next, they're easygoing and go with the flow. So, ito yung mga madaling pakisamahan, di ba? Sila yung hindi mga KJ or killjoy. Next, they're open-minded and amenable to new ideas. Next, they embrace their strengths and understand their weaknesses and leverage the former to compensate for the latter, no? So, kaya natin hawakan yung weaknesses na to, tapos yung weaknesses na yon kaya natin palitan or sapawan ng ating strength. They're a bit guarded because they know when to open up and when to stick to their boundaries. Ito yung kayang supilin yung kanyang bibig. Next, they're inquisitive, curious, and interested in people. So, yun nga, di ba, meron siyang social skills. They're always looking ahead and focusing on how to move forward. Tuloy-tuloy lang. Next, they have a true sense of empathy that allows them to relate to others and show compassion. So, binanggit na naman yung ating empathy. And then, they forgive others easily and don't dwell or hold on to grudges. Diba? Meron mga taong nagtatanim ng galit, pero kapag emotionally intelligent ka pala, madali kang magpatawad. Next, there are also qualities that describe people with low emotional intelligence. Ano kaya yon? Pag low ang emotional intelligence mo, ano yung qualities mo? They are unable to control their emotions. Nako, eto na yon. Madali kang bumigay. Next, they are clueless about the feelings of others, even those close to them. Wala kang pakialam kung ano yung pakiramdam ng iba, basta ikaw, ito ka. Next, they can't maintain good relationships, whether work or personal. No? Hindi nila kayang mag-maintain. No, laging nasisira yung kanilang relasyon sa kapwa nila. Next, they always have a poker face, meaning others have a hard time reading them. Di ba minsan, meron kang makakasalubong na tao. Hindi mo alam kung ano kaya, kausapin ko ba to or hindi? Maganda kaya yung mood niya o hindi? Kasi hindi mo agad masalamin kung ano yung emosyon na meron siya. And then, they often emotionally inappropriate for the situation. Then, they have trouble coping with sadness. No? Ang tagal nilang bumangon dun sa kanilang nararamdamang emosyon. Lalo na sa kapag naiinis, nalulungkot, basta dun sa mga negative emotions nila. Now, let's go to the uses of emotional intelligence in many different ways in your daily life. Paano daw magagamit? We have being able to accept criticism and responsibility. Being able to move on after making a mistake. Being able to say no when you need to. Having empathy for other people. So, okay lang palang mag-say ng no. No, hindi laging yes. Kasi minsan kakayes mo, napupurnada yung iyong mga gawain. Next, being able to show your feelings with others or to share your feelings with others. Ito nga, di ba, kanina, kaya mo nang i-share. Hindi mo na itinatago. Nagiging open ka na sa kung sino yung trusted people mo. Next, knowing why you do the things you do. And not being judgmental of others. No? Alam mo na kung anong gagawin mo. Tapos hindi ka na basta-basta nag-judge. Then, Being able to solve problems in ways that work for everyone. Yun, nakakapag-solve ka na ng problema, naiisip mo agad, ito yung dapat nating gawin. Sige, go lang tayo, continue lang. Ito na yung solusyon na dapat nating gawin. Now, having a great listening skills, napakahalaga pala itong mga anak, no? Kaya ginawa ng Diyos na dalawa yung tenga natin, isa lang yung bibig, para mas makinig tayo sa iba kaysa dun sa magsalita tayo ng magsalita. Then, let's go to stop. Ano kaya tong stop? Tigil na kaya tayo? Okay, stop is a strategy that will help you in the heat of the moment when you are dealing with intense emotions. It incorporates aspects of cognitive behavior therapy, DBT, and mindfulness meditation to help you more effectively address and manage your emotional response to a challenging, difficult, or rage-inducing incident. Ano kaya itong meaning ng stop na to? Stop stands for stop, T, take a breath, O, observe, P, pull back, put in some perspective, and the last P, practice what works and proceed. Okay, let's go it one by one. Stop. Tigil daw muna tayo. Just pause for a moment. No? Pag ito yung naramdaman mo, tigil ka lang. Pakiramdaman mo. Then, take a breath. Notice your breathing as you breathe in and out. Ba? Inhale, exhale ka muna. Ano kaya itong nararamdaman ko? Then, observe. Ano ba yung thoughts na nangyayari sa akin ngayon? Where is your focus of attention? What are you reacting to? What sensations do you notice in your body? Ano ba to? Ano ba itong nangyayari sa akin? Ano yung nararamdaman ko ngayon? And then, pull back. Put in some perspective. What is the bigger picture? Sabi nga, take the helicopter view. Tingnan natin sa taas. Ano ba to? Ano ba yung meron dyan? What is another way of looking at this situation? Pwede bang side view, right view, back view? Paano ba? What would a trusted friend say to me right now? Is this thought a fact or an opinion? Totoo ba to? What is a more reasonable explanation? How important is this? How important will it be in 6 months' time? Importante pa kaya ito? Ganito pa kaya yung pakiramdam ko after that 6 months? Di ba pag yung ating mga military, meron silang retreat? Ito yung tinatawag na pullback. No? Hindi nangahulugang sumusuko sila. Kung hindi, di ba, uli sila ng kanilang sarili. Kumbaga, nag-charge. No? Kasi yun yung pullbacking na tinatawag. So, meron din pala dapat sa ating ganun. Atras muna tayo sandali. Tingnan natin. And then, after that, get ready. Practice what works and then proceed. No? What is the best thing to do right now? For me, for others, for the situation. Ano na yung gagawin natin? No? And then, kung naisip mo na ito yung solusyon, then proceed. Practice stopping and you will be in a great position to manage your most difficult emotions. So sana matandaan natin yung mga meaning ng stop, no? Then let's move on. Sabi nga ni Aristotle, anyone can become angry. That is easy. But to be angry with the right person, to the right degree, at the right time, for the right purpose, and in the right way, that is not easy, no? Madaling magalit. Pero kung paano natin dadalhin yung galit natin, paano natin i-express, yun yung napakahirap. No? And para sa akin naman, sabi nga sa Bible, in Proverbs 3, 5, and 6, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge Him and He shall direct your paths. So, wag daw tayo magdepende sa sarili nating kaalaman. Kung hindi, lagi nating i-acknowledge si Lord sa ating mga buhay para siya yung direct sa atin ng ating mga gagawin, no? Para ma-handle natin ng tama yung ating mga emosyon at ma-practice natin yung emotional intelligence. Okay? Ayan yung aking mga references. And now, I want to say thank you. Salamat po sa pakikinig ninyo. No? Sana naintindihan ng bawat isa sa atin. Kung may questions, open naman po. Kung wala po, pwede nating erase yung ating thumb. Okay po ba? Naintindihan po ba? Yes, maraming salamat. Doon po sa hindi nakapag-thumbs up, kung may question, pwede rin naman sabihin. May question po ba? Anybody? Okay, wala na po. Okay, thank you very much mga anak.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Kiambao. Now, as we get along in today's seminar, let us now proceed in the discussion of proper handling in managing our trauma, stress, and anxiety. Fugosians, let us all welcome one of the school's frontliner, our school nurse for 5 amazing years, Mrs. Maria Yvette C. Castañeda. Let us give her a virtual round of applause.
Thank you so much, Sir Collins. Okay, magandang umaga ulit, Fugosians. So today I'm going to discuss on how to cope up with stress and anxiety during this pandemic or during today with our COVID-19 issues. So next slide na po. So, ano ba yung objective ng ating module today? So, at the end of the presentation, the participants will be able to, number 1, understand coronavirus disease 2019. Number 2, identify the different method to cope up with stress and anxiety. Number 3, identify the coping mechanism that you can utilize during this kind of pandemic. So, pag-usapan muna natin kung ano ba yung pandemic. Pandemic is defined as an epidemic occurring worldwide or over a very wide area, crossing international boundaries and usually affecting a large number of people. The classical definition includes nothing about population immunity, virology, and disease severity. So pag sinabing pandemic, this is worldwide. So lahat, buong mundo ay apektado ng isang disease. Next po. So punta naman tayo kay coronavirus. Coronavirus is a large family of viruses which may cause illness in animals or humans. Known to cause respiratory infection ranging from the common colds to more severe disease such as, number 1 is the Middle East Respiratory Syndrome or the MERS-CoV. Number 2 is the Severe Acute Respiratory Syndrome or the SARS-CoV. And then, yung ating common na sakit ngayon is the coronavirus disease or what we call the COVID-19. So what is COVID-19? This is an infectious disease caused by the most recently discovered coronavirus or the corona SARS-CoV-2. Unknown before the outbreak, nagsimula kasi ito sa Wuhan, China last year, December 2019. So the incubation period, so nagtatagal ito sa loob ng katawan ng isang taon ng 2 to 14 days. Pero sa ibang tao naman, naglalas ito within 5 to 6 days, lalo na kung may sintomas ka. So, sabi ng mga COVID-19 patient, the most contagious part pag na-infect ka ng virus is during your first 3 days. So, kapag nagkaroon ka ng sintomas within the 3 days, ibig sabihin, you are highly communicable. Next po. So, as of August 10, 2020, the DOH reports the total number of COVID-19 cases at 136,638. So, ang number 1 na maraming cases sa Pilipinas is the NCR. Number 2 is the Calabar Zone. Number 3 is the Region 3. And ang pang-apat is yung mga bumabalik na OFW dito sa Pilipinas. Sila yung mismong carrier. Okay. So ano ba yung mga sintomas ng COVID-19? The most common symptoms include, number 1, fever, tiredness, dry cough, and the loss of smell and taste. So, yung mga kalimitan kasi, usual na sintomas kapag ikaw ay may trangkaso ay may fever, tiredness, and dry cough or colds. Pero part din, pag nagkakaroon ka ng common flu is the loss of smell and taste. But for the COVID-19 patient, minsan, dry yung mucous membrane nila, dry yung cough nila, pero wala silang maamoy or malasahan. So, ayun yung medyo nag-raise ng anxiety. Kasi nga, parang hindi normal. So, ibig sabihin, si virus ay nandito lang talaga sa ating ilong at sa ating lalamunan. So, other signs and symptoms include aches and pain ng katawan, nasal congestion, runny nose, sore throat, or diarrhea. So, sa ibang patient, meron nagkakaroon ng diarrhea. Usually, mild muna yung symptoms and then, habang tumatagal, lalo siyang lumalala. Meron din namang sintomas na may tinatawag din pala tayong asymptomatic. So pag sabing asymptomatic, positive ka kay COVID-19 pero wala kang pinapakitang sintomas. You are parang normal ka, physically normal, but you are infected with the coronavirus. Next po. So, naniniwala ba kayo na 80% recover from the disease without needing special treatment? Yes, actually yes. Kasi mamaya i-discuss ko kung bakit. So, 1 out of every 6 people with COVID-19 becomes seriously ill and develops difficulty of breathing. Ito yung isa sa pinakadelikadong maramdaman ng pasyente na may COVID-19, yung nahirapan huminga. Kasi usually talaga, ang tinatarget talaga ni coronavirus is the upper respiratory tract and the lower respiratory tract. So, kino-close niya talaga yung daanan ng hangin. So, imagine kung mahirapan tayong huminga, meron pa tayong malalang ubot sipon, may underlying disease pa tayo. So, napakadelikado. 15 minutes without, or 5 minutes, 3 minutes na wala kang oxygenated blood na dumadaloy sa iyong katawan, possible na ikaw ay mamatay. So, for older people, those with underlying medical problems such as asthma, pneumonia, hypertension, heart problems, or diabetes are most likely to develop serious illness. So, dahil nga respiratory tina-target ni coronavirus, so delikado ito sa mga taong may asthma and pneumonia. Kasi sila yung mas madaling kapitan ng sakit. Next po. So, ayan nga, yung mga sintomas si coronavirus is cough, nilalagnat, fever, chills, panggiginaw, muscle pain, yes, shortness of breath or difficulty of breathing, sabi ko nga kanina, sore throat, and then the loss of taste and smell. So, may mga kaibigan ako na na-infect ni coronavirus and according to them, ang akala nila is the usual flu lang, the muscle pain, kasi usually pag may trangkas tayo ay masakit ang ating mga katawan. Pero yung muscle pain daw nito is more like dengue. So, kung nagka-dengue na kayo, maiko-compare daw yung body pain ng taong may COVID-19 sa taong may dengue. Sobrang sakit ng katawan. Ang akala lang nila, pagod na pagod sila. And then, kung napanood nyo yung video ni Bitoy, na shinare niya, na kumalat sa Facebook last month yata, di ba, na infection ng coronavirus. So, pinaka nakakatakot din na symptoms is yung pagkawala ng iyong panlasa at saka pangamoy. Kasi, normal lang naman talaga sa may trangkaso na mawala yun. Yun nga lang, may ibang tao na napaka-dry ng mucous membrane nila. Dry ang ilong, dry ang lalamunan. Yun nga lang, bakit wala kang maamoy or malasahan? So, para silang disabled. Kasi nga, wala kang malasahan. Kahit masarap yung pagkain, hindi mo malasahan. Kahit mabango, hindi mo maamoy. So, para ka rin unable. Parang ganun. Person with disability dahil dun sa symptoms na yun. Next po. Ayan. So, pag-usapan naman natin kung paano ba kumakalat si coronavirus. So, people can catch COVID-19 from others who have the virus. So, kung infected ako, magkasama tayo, close contact. Hindi ko alam na infected ako, nabahingan kita or naubuhan kita, possible na makuha mo yung virus sa akin. So, person to person through small droplets from nose or mouth. So, when we breathe in droplets from a person with COVID-19 who coughs out or exhales the droplet. So, sabi ko nga kanina, pag umubo ako, infected ako, or bumahing ako at malapit ka sa akin, possible na makuha mo agad yung virus. So, through objects and surfaces around the person where droplets land. So, katulad niyan, kung infected ako ng virus, salita ako ng salita, kung saan man mapunta yung laway ko, possible na magstay doon si coronavirus. So, according sa mga na-research ko, guys, sa mga surfaces, nagtatagal ang coronavirus sa doorknobs, sa alahas, and then sa silverware ng 5 days. So, imagine that. So, kung ako infected, ginagamit ko yung mga yon, hinahawakan ko, 5 days mag-i-stay doon sa bagay na yun si coronavirus. So, kailangan talaga ay nag-disinfect. Sa mga woods naman, like furnitures or decking, 4 days. And then for the plastics like the milk containers, detergent bottles, subways, bus seats, elevators, buttons is 2 to 3 days. So, kung na-infect ko yun, possible na magtagal dun si coronavirus ng 2 to 3 days. And then sa stainless steel, like the refrigerators, pots, pans, sink, some more water bottles, like the cans, 2 to 3 days. And then cardboard, like the shipping boxes, di ba mahilig nga tayo magpa-deliver ngayon dahil pandemic, part of the new normal, dahil mas safe din. So, importante na dinidisinfect natin kasi nag-i-stay doon si virus ng 24 hours. Okay. So, ako dito sa bayan, ginagawa ko, pagka ako yung nagpapadeliver ng parcel from Shopee and then Lazada, dinidisinfect ko muna siya. Pagka-receive ko, may iwan muna siya sa labas ng bahay, may upuan doon, and then dinidisinfect ko. Tapos, kukuhanin ko na lang tomorrow. Tapos, so, sa mga cookware naman, sa mga gamit natin sa bahay, 4 hours nag-i-stay si coronavirus. Sa glass, drinking glasses, measuring cups, mirrors, windows, so up to 5 days. So, kung infected ako, naubuhan or nabahingan ko yung bagay na yon, 5 days magtatagal si coronavirus doon. Tapos sa paper, mail newspaper, the length of time varies. Some strains of coronavirus live for only a few minutes sa paper, while other live up for 5 days. Sa food naman, so example, takeout, produced coronavirus doesn't seem to spread through food. So, ayun. So, hindi din naman totoo na kapag contaminated yung food ng taong may COVID-19 is matatransfer niya. Ibig sabihin, yung mga bagay lang na ginagamit ng coronavirus infected patient, yung pwedeng makapag-transfer ng virus. So, sa water nurse, nagtatransfer din po ba ng virus? Coronavirus hasn't been found in drinking water. If it does get into water supply, your local water treatment plant filters and disinfect the water, which should kill any germ. So, safe. So, ibig sabihin, hindi naninirahan si coronavirus sa water or sa contaminated na tubig. Sa mga surfaces lang talaga. So, ayun. How about for the skin and hair? So, there's no research yet on exactly how long the virus can live on your skin and then on your hair. Ayan. So, ayun nga, important to stay more than 1 meter or 3 feet away from a person who is sick. So, kung meron mga tao sa inyo or nakakasalamuhan na may ubo or sipon, mas maganda na magsuot ng face mask and then mag-social distancing din. Next. Okay. So, the difference between droplet and airborne transmission. So, pag sinabi nating droplet transmission, coughs and sneeze can spread droplets of saliva and mucus. So, more than 5 microns. Kapag airborne transmission naman, tiny particles possibly produced by talking and they are suspended in the air for longer and travel further. So, pag airborne, ito yung sumasama sa hangin. Pag droplet, yung mga talsik lang. Talsik ng laway, talsik ng ubo, talsik ng bahing, yun. Okay. So, next po. So, COVID-19 transmission, unang-una, human contact. So, syempre, nung wala pa tayo sa new normal, syempre, pag may nakikita tayo, syempre, tayo nag-a-appear, nangangamusta. So, ayan, possible. Next, contaminated objects. Sabi ko nga kanina, si coronavirus ay nagtatagal for days and then hours sa isang surfaces. And then, air transmission. Ayan, direct na direct. Kung umubo ako at bumahing ako, infected ako, nabahingan kita, wala kang mask, possible na makuha mo si coronavirus. Next. So, paano ba malalaman kung ikaw ay positive sa coronavirus? Meron tayong tinatawag na rapid test for RT and then PCR, polymerase chain reaction test. Next po. So, punta muna tayo kay rapid test or the rapid diagnostic test. This RDT detects the presence of viral protein or antigens expressed by the COVID-19 virus in a sample from the respiratory tract of a person. Okay. Bali, may mali lang dun sa aking term. Bali, hindi po siya ang rapid test ay kinukuha sa blood. Okay, hindi sa respiratory tract. So, the respiratory tract, sa swab test po yun. So, ano ba yung tinetest ni rapid diagnostic test? So, ang ating antibodies, which is the immunoglobulin M and the immunoglobulin G. So, IgM and then the IgG. So, pag ginawa yung rapid test, kumukuha lang ng sample ng blood and then dito na nalalaman kung kung meron tayong antibodies laban kay coronavirus. So, ano ba yung mga result nito? Next po. Ayan. Kung ikaw ang naging resulta ng iyong rapid test ay IgM positive and IgG negative, it means that you are infected and at the same time, you are considered communicable kung meron kang sintomas. So kapag ganito yung resulta mo, ano yung gagawin mo? Number 1, you should do the confirmatory test, which is the swab test or the PCR. Next, you should isolate yourself for 2 weeks. And then, number 3 is do the contact tracing kung sino yung mga nakasalamuha mo. Bakit? Kasi possible, kung ganyan yung resulta mo at sa iyong swab test ay nag-positive ka rin, ikaw ay nakakahawa. So, ano pang gagawin mo? Aside from contact tracing, mag-report ka sa LGU for further evaluation, such as the barangay health workers and ang ating Marikina Health Office. Dito sa Marikina lang yun, ha? Okay, next po. So, kung ang naging resulta naman ng iyong rapid test ay IgG positive and IgM negative, there's a presence ng antibodies inside your body against SARS-CoV-2. So, ibig sabihin, yung antibodies mo ay gumagana na. Okay. So, kung meron ka mga sintomas, ibig sabihin, hindi ka ganong nakakahawa. Okay. Next po. Kung ang naging resulta naman ng iyong rapid test ay IgG positive and IgM positive, your body now is regenerating a long-time antibodies, but you are still communicable and infection is still present. So, ibig sabihin, yung katawan mo ay gumagawa na ng antibodies laban kay coronavirus. Yun nga lang, kung meron kang sintomas, ikaw pa rin ay considered na nakakahawa. So, the safe thing to do is to isolate yourself and then magpa-check din ng swab test. Next po. Kung ang resulta naman ng rapid test mo ay IgG negative and then IgM negative din, ibig sabihin, there are no presence of virus inside your body. So, ang tinitest lang ng rapid test is your antibodies, your antigens. Okay? Not the identification of coronavirus sa katawan. So, antibodies lang ang chinecheck niyan. Next po. So, punta naman tayo kay polymerase chain reaction, PCR, or what we call swab test. It is a method widely used to rapidly make millions to billions of copies of a specific DNA sample to determine the presence of SARS-CoV-2 or the coronavirus. So, ibig sabihin, kumukuha ng sample from inside our body para ma-detect kung meron tayong coronavirus. So, this is done through nasopharyngeal. Pag sinabing nasopharyngeal, this is done through the mucous membrane inside our nose, and the oropharyngeal means sa lalamunan. So, dun kukuha ng sample. Papakita ko sa inyo mamaya kung paano yun. Next po. Okay, ayan. So, pag nasopharyngeal, ibig sabihin, ang specimen kasi yan, meron ibang gumagawa. Sa Marikina, I think, naikwento ng friend ko last time, na ang ginagawa sa Marikina molecular facility is the oropharyngeal or the swab test sa lalamunan. Okay, so kukuha ng sample, isang mahabang cotton buds, sterile yun, nakabalot, and then, ayun ang gagamitin sa isang pasyente. Kukuha ng sample talaga mismo sa lalamunan. And then sa ibang cases naman, like the Marikina Valley, they are doing the nasopharyngeal and oropharyngeal. Why? Kasi, di ba nga sabi ko kanina, nag-i-stay talaga si coronavirus sa ating upper respiratory tract and then sa ating lower respiratory tract. So, ang tendency, doon talaga makikita si virus. So, pag sinuwab yun, kung ikaw ay may coronavirus inside your body, magiging positive yung result ng swab test. Okay, wait lang natin mga anak. Okay, so ano ba yung dalawang resulta ng swab test or the polymerase chain reaction test? So, number 1, yan, yung naka-red is the SARS-CoV-2 cause agent RNA detected. So, pag ganyan yung result, ibig sabihin, ikaw ay may coronavirus yung katawan. Okay? Ibig sabihin, nandyan sila sa iyong upper respiratory tract and then lower respiratory tract. Kapag ka naging ang resulta naman ay SARS-CoV-2 causative agent RNA not detected, ibig sabihin, wala kang coronavirus, hindi ka infected ng coronavirus. Kahit ikaw ba may ubo, may sipon, masakit ng lalamunan, nagtatae, pag nagpa-swab test ka at ang nakalagay ay RNA not detected, ibig sabihin, walang presence ng coronavirus sa loob ng katawan mo. Okay? Yun nga lang, kung ikaw ay asymptomatic, wala kang nararamdaman. Yun nga lang, ang result ng iyong swab test ay SARS-CoV-2 causative agent RNA detected. Ibig sabihin, ikaw ay positive sa coronavirus. So the good thing to do is to isolate yourself for 2 weeks and then contact the LGU unit for the proper care. Okay, next. So, ano ba yung mga ways para ma-prevent natin yung pagkalat ni coronavirus? So, sabi ni World Health Organization, meron daw 7 steps para ma-avoid natin yung transmission. Number 1, talaga, na dapat gawin ay mag-wash your hands frequently with soap and water. Why? Kasi kamay talaga yung unang carrier ng virus, kahit anong sakit. Kamay. Kasi lagi itong ginagamit natin. Okay? Kapag tayo ay nakikipag-usap, kapag tayo ay papasok, kapag tayo lalabas, laptop, phones, kahit saan, magbabayad sa jeep, magbabayad sa LRT. So, kamay lagi. Kukuha ng pera, magbabayad, mag-aabot. So, ugaliin natin magasan yung kamay natin. Ayun ang number 1. Talagang palaban para iwasan natin yung virus. Next, sir, number 2. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Reduce your risk of coronavirus. Why? Kasi sabi ko nga kanina, the number 1 na ginagamit natin ay ang ating mga kamay. So kung infected to, gumawak ako sa isang surface na merong laway ng taong may coronavirus, hinawak ko sa aking mata, hinawak ko sa aking ilong, sa aking bibig. Possible ba na makuha ko yung sakit? Yes. Kasi nga, ang coronavirus nga ay nagtatagal, di ba nga sa mga surfaces within 5 days or 24 hours. So, kapag ginawa ko yun, point of entry yan, ilong, mata, bibig. So, possible tayo ma-infect. Next po. Maintain social distancing at least 1 meter distance between yourself and anyone who is coughing and sneezing. So, yan, lagi nating i-practice yung social distancing. Kung mapapansin nyo, pag pumunta kayo sa mga malls, sa grocery stores, or kahit saan, sa mga establishment, offices, minamaintain na talaga yung protocol na at least 1 meter or 3 feet apart. Okay? Para at least ma-maintain natin na tayo ay hindi mahawaan ng sakit. So inside your home, when someone has or thinks they have COVID-19, 6 feet. Okay? And then you should wear mask. So kung meron na kayong sipon or ubo, magmask na kayo. So sa outside din ng bahay, ganun din. I-practice na ang pagsusuot ng face mask. Next po. So, practice the respiratory hygiene. Paano po yun? Cover your mouth and nose with your bent elbow or tissue when you cough or sneeze. Dispose of used tissue immediately. So, kung uubo man tayo or babahing, ugaliin natin na takpan yung bibig natin. Huwag tayong umubo kung saan-saan or bumahing. Kasi nga, kung ikaw infected, mas marami ka pang mai-infect na tao or family members. Next po. So, kung meron kayong lagnat, fever, cough, or difficulty of breathing, loss of smell, and loss of taste, you should seek medical care early. Okay, huwag kayong matakot. Kasi mas maganda na malaman natin, seek early detection, mas maganda na malaman natin kung tayo ay infected or hindi para males yung transmission. Tsaka maging malaman natin, maging aware tayo kung ano yung mga bagay na dapat gawin. Next. Yan. Stay at home if you feel unwell. If you have a fever, cough, and difficulty of breathing, seek medical attention and call in advance. Follow the direction of your local health authority. Ayan. So kung may nararamdaman na tayo, mas maganda na mag-isolate na tayo. And then, kontakin natin dito sa Marikina, pwede natin kontakin ang Marikina 161 or the Marikina Molecular Facility. Next po. So, ayan, preventive measure. Number 1 is to wear a medical mask or the surgical mask. Wash your hands. Cover your mouth when you cough and sneeze. Avoid touching nose, eyes, and mouth. Importante. Keep 1 meter away from sick people and stay at home until recover. Next. So, ayan. Last po sa ating 7th step para sa prevention ng COVID-19 is the seeking of information from trusted sources. So number 1 is the Department of Health kasi sila yung nag-release ng data and ng update kung paano natin maiwasan yung mga sakit. The World Health Organizations. And then, napakswerte natin mga taga Marikina kasi dito sa Marikina, ayan, nagpagawa talaga si Mayor ng Molecular Diagnostic Laboratory. Diba? Para meron tayong sariling swabbing and then rapid testing. Talaga, para lang sa Mariqueños. Sa Manila, alam ko meron din silang drive-thru rapid testing, drive-thru rapid testing. Dito naman sa atin sa Marikina, meron tayong Marikina Molecular Diagnostic Laboratory. Okay, next po. So, ayan. Be kind to address stigma during coronavirus. So, share the latest facts and avoid hyperbole. Huwag tayong gumawa ng mga chika-chika. Okay? Next, show solidarity with affected people. So, wag natin silang i-discriminate. So, kung may taong na-affected ng coronavirus, iba yung mental health nila. Napaka-compromised. Depressed. Kasi, pagka may coronavirus ka, and then, may kasama kang family sa loob ng iyong bahay, so, you're always anxious. Kasi iniisip mo, baka mamaya mahawa mo sila. Baka mamaya may mahirapan huminga, may i-confine. So you are stressed. So we show solidarity to the affected people. And then tell the stories of people who have experienced the virus. So, ayan, parang maganda rin dahil nga tayo nasa new normal. So we should share para mas maraming makaalam and then makapag-impart tayo ng knowledge. Next. So meron tayong mga tinatawag na fact about coronavirus. So most of the people who catch COVID-19 can recover and eliminate the virus from their bodies kasi sinasabi ng iba, you can recover from the coronavirus disease. Catching the new coronavirus does not mean you will have it for life. So, ibig sabihin, si coronavirus, kapag ka naka-recover ka na sa kanya, I considered recovered ka na. Okay? Kasi minsan may mga nagsasabi na nag-i-stay talaga yan sa katawan forever. So, hindi po. Kaya nga gumagawa tayo ng first swabbing and then next swabbing. Kasi pag nag-quarantine ka na ng 14 days, nag-isolate ka at na-infect ka ng coronavirus, nag-positive ka sa swab test, mag-isolate ka within 14 days. So, ang protocol ng Marikina dito sa atin, pag nag-isolate ka ng 14 days, i-schedule ka ulit for the swab. So, pag nag-schedule ka for the swab, lumabas ang result mo ay negative, you are considered recovered. But, kung ikaw ay nag-positive ulit, within 7 days, mag-isolate ka ulit. And then after 7 days, reswab ka ulit. So, ay nakagandahan ng Marikina Municipality kasi napaka-supportive nila pagdating sa mga coronavirus patient natin dito. And then, kung alam nyo lang guys, ang isa sa ating facility area dito sa Marikina is the Marikina Hotel. So, lahat ng taong infected and then communicable pa yung sakit nila, dun sila naka-quarantine ng 14 days. Libre yung food nila, libre yung stay nila. Ang gagawin lang nila is to support their self, magpalakas. Okay? Ayun lang. So, ibig sabihin, ayan ha, hindi naman porket nagka-coronavirus ka is for life mo nang hawak-hawak yun. Okay? Hindi ka forever infected. Kaya nga tayo nagre-reswab para malaman natin kung nandun pa si coronavirus or wala na. Next po. Ayan. Is wearing rubber gloves while out in public effective in preventing the new coronavirus infection? The answer of the World Health Organization is no. Regularly washing your bare hands offers more protection against catching COVID-19 than wearing rubber gloves. Ayan, you can still pick up COVID-19 contamination on rubber gloves. If you then touch your face, then contamination goes from your glove to your face and can infect you. So, hindi guarantee na magsuot ng gloves. Kasi nga, kung saan-saan din natin yan hinahawak. And then minsan, hawak din tayo ng phone while we are using our gloves. So, possible din na ma-infect pa rin tayo kahit naka-gloves tayo. So, ang pinaka-best talaga is maghugas ng kamay palagi and mag-disinfect ng kamay palagi. Next po. Ayan. Exposing yourself to the sun or the temperature higher than 25 degrees Celsius does not prevent the coronavirus disease. Kasi sabi nila magbilat ka daw sa araw. Magpa-araw ka para mawala yung coronavirus. So ito yung fact. You can catch COVID-19 no matter how sunny or hot the weather is. Countries with hot weather have reported cases of COVID-19. To protect yourself, make sure you clean your hands frequently and thoroughly and avoid touching your eyes, mouth, and nose. So the best way talaga is to magugas pa din ng kamay. Hindi guarantee na paarawan, ibilad yung mga gamit. Kung nandiyan na, ibig sabihin hindi namamatay si coronavirus. Okay? Next. Yan. Do vaccines against pneumonia protect you against the new coronavirus? Sabi ng World Health Organization, no. vaccine against pneumonia such as pneumococcal vaccine and Haemophilus influenza type B or HIV vaccine do not provide protection against the new coronavirus. The virus is so new and different that it needs its own vaccine. Researchers are trying to develop a vaccine against 2019 nCoV and the World Health Organization is supporting their efforts. So, ibig sabihin, hindi din guarantee na kapag ikaw ay nabakunahan ng anti-pneumonia or anti-flu, ikaw na rin ay hindi mahahawa ni coronavirus. Pero, syempre, mas maganda pa rin kung ikaw ay may vaccine. Ibig sabihin, medyo may laban kayo na lang, hindi ginagaranti, hindi 100%. Okay? Next. Ayan. Can regular rinsing your nose with saline help prevent infection with the new coronavirus? So, yung salinase, pag sinisipon kayo, gumagamit kayo nito. Ayun ba, nakakalinis ba talaga, nakakatulong? Sabi ng World Health Organization, there is no evidence that regular rinsing the nose with saline has protected people from the infection with the new coronavirus. So, ibig sabihin, kahit na ba mag-wash ka ng mag-saline solution ka, or the sodium chloride sa ilong para lumabas yung sipon or maglinis ka, ibig sabihin, hindi rin siya guarantee na aalis talaga si coronavirus inside your respiratory tract. Next po. Ayan. Fact. Drinking methanol, ethanol, or bleach does not prevent or cure COVID-19 and can be extremely dangerous. Kasi sinasabi nila, lahat daw ng may alcohol, inumin. So, ayan. Sabi ni World Health Organization, hindi yun totoo. Okay. Siguro, however, you should never drink them. They will not kill the virus on your body and they will harm your internal organs. Siguro kasi yung iba hindi educated. So, sige, try natin. Ihalo natin yung bleach sa tubig. Tapos natin, baka sakal. No, hindi yun nag-i-effect. Ibig sabihin, lalo lang magkakaroon ng complication or masisila yung internal organs mo pag ginawa mo yun. Okay, next po. Ayan. Taking a hot bath does not prevent the new coronavirus disease. So, kung maliligo ka man daw ng hot bath, ayan, taking hot bath will not prevent you from catching COVID-19. Your normal body temperature remains around 36.5 to 37 degrees Celsius, regardless of the temperature of your bath or shower. Actually, taking a hot bath with extremely hot water can be harmful, as it can burn you. So, the best way to protect yourself against coronavirus is by frequently cleaning your hands talaga. And by doing this, you eliminate the virus. Yan. So, hindi rin daw ginagaranti na porket naligo ka ng hot water, hindi na pupunta sa'yo si coronavirus. Okay? Wala pong katotohanan yun. Next po. Ayan. So, ano ba yung COVID medical kit na nire-required sa ating bahay? So, number 1 is the paracetamol. Paracetamol para sa lagnat. Okay? Dahil nga sa isa sa sintomas ni coronavirus is fever. So next, betadine mouthwash. Meron pong betadine na nilalagay sa sugat, antiseptic, and then meron din pong betadine mouthwash. Okay? Bedring Bactidol. Why? Kasi nga ang favorite na spot ni coronavirus is the upper respiratory and then the lower respiratory tract. So ilong and then lalamunan. Ayan. So vitamin C required at least 1,000 mg a day. So the best way to drink the vitamin C para yung potency ng gamot ay umepek is tuwing gabi. Okay? Gabi nyo iinumin si vitamin C para yung effect niya sa katawan is ma-maximize. So, ayan, sodium ascorbate with zinc. Bakit with zinc, nurse? Kasi si zinc, isa yan sa nakakapagpalakas ng ating immune system. So, sa mga nurses kong friend na nag-duty sa hospital, sinasuggest nila is the Immunopro. Immunopro is the sodium ascorbate with zinc. Yung brand na yun nga lang, ubusan siya ngayon sa mga pharmacy kasi nga, kailangan siya ng ating mga frontliner. Nakakapag-boost yan ng immune system. So, vitamin D complex, why nurse? Kasi vitamin D complex para sa mga nerve. Di ba nga, isa sa symptoms ni coronavirus is the muscle pain, masakit ang katawan. So, kailangan mo ng labanan yun. So, vitamin B complex. Pwede rin magpa-araw, mag-exercise. Ayan, vapor. Or, yung pagsusuom. Pwede din po yan. Ina-allow din po yan. And then, pulse oximeter. Nurse, ano yung pulse oximeter? Pulse oximeter ay ginagamit para ma-measure yung oxygen saturation ng oxygen sa iyong blood. So, dapat ang maging resulta sa pulse oximeter, sino yung mga naka-confine na? So, ito yung nilalagay sa kamay. sa hinlalaki, yung kinakalamp lang siya, and then merong reader doon. Ang normal oxygen saturation ng katawan dapat is 98 to 100%. Ibig sabihin nun, hindi pa altered yung circulation ng oxygenated blood sa loob ng katawan. Pero pag ang naging resulta nun is below 100, 80 to 60, 60 to 80, ibig sabihin, may nangyayaring sa loob ng katawan. Possible na meron kang alteration sa blood, sa iyong puso or sa iyong baga. So, ibig sabihin, hindi 100% nagkakaroon na oxygenated blood sa iyong katawan. Hindi nagsisirculate na maayos yung dugo sa katawan. So, ayun po. So, ayan yung mga kailangan nating kit sa bahay. Okay? Kasi yan yung mga first aid. Kumbaga, habang tayo ay nasa bahay, kung may infect man tayo ni coronavirus, lalabanan lang natin yung mga sintomas. Kung ano yung mga sintomas, ayun yung lalabanan natin. Okay? Next po. So, punta naman tayo kay stress. Nurse, kapag ikaw ba ay may COVID-19, ikaw ba ay stress? Yes. Ikaw ba ay health problem? May health problem? Yes. Ikaw ba ay madidepress? Yes. Ikaw ba ay magiging negativism? Yes. Kasi nga, ikaw ay stress. So, bakit ka ba stress? Kasi nga, ikaw ay may sakit. So, pag may COVID-19 ka, ikaw ay anxious. Anxious na baka makahawa ka. Anxious na baka mamatay ka. Anxious na baka hindi ka na gumaling. Anxious na paano na yung trabaho ko. Anxious paano na yung mga anak ko. So, kapag ikaw ay infected ng coronavirus, ayan, possible na ikaw ay magkaroon ng stress at magkaroon ng health problem. So, next po. So, punta naman natin si stress. Stress is your body's way of responding to any kind of demand or threat. When you sense danger, whether it's real or imagined, the body's defense kick into high gear in a rapid automatic process known as the fight or flight reaction or the stress response. So, pag sinabi natin fight, pag na-stress tayo, lalabanan natin. Pag sabi natin flight, maaaring stress tayo, pero binabaliwala lang natin yung stress. Kasi may ganung tao eh. Ako kasi pag stress ako, go with the flow lang ako. Kumakain lang ako ng comfort food ko, ganun. Meron kasing mga tao na pag na-stress, stress na sila buong araw. Ganun. So, depende sa atin kung paano natin i-handle yung stress. Next po. So, most people believe stress come from external factors. External factors such as job. Siyempre, nakaka-stress nga naman sa trabaho, di ba? Pag marami kang ginagawa. Relationship, sa may mga boyfriend and girlfriend, sa mag-asawa, sa kaibigan. Health issues, ayan, pag ikaw nga ay nagkasakit, like the coronavirus, syempre isipan mo siya. Change, so may nagbago sa sked, may nagbago sa bahay, may nagbago sa routine mo. Dati nga, nung hindi pa pandemic, nakakalabas ka pa. Ngayon, dahil nga meron na tayong tinatawag na curfew, so hindi ka na nakakalabas, di ba? So, yan, pabago-bago. Lack of time or money. So, pag hindi natin nagagawa on time yung mga bagay na dapat natin gawin, wala tayong pera. So, nakaka-experience tayo ng stress. And then, actually, one thing can cause stress. So, naniniwala ba kayo na yung sarili nyo? You are the only factor that can determine if the stress exists. Why? Kasi, sabi ko nga kanina, depende sa tao kung paano i-handle yung stress. May tao kasi na pag na-stress, ang tagal niyang dali yung stress na yun. May mga tao naman na kapag na-stress, may divert lang nila yung attention na sa ibang bagay, madali nilang nakakalimutan yung isang factor na yun. So, minsan ganun. So, other people confronted with the same circumstances do not necessarily become stressed. Sabi ko nga kanina, na-stress tayo pare-pareho, yun nga lang, nasa atin kung paano natin i-handle yung stress. And then, stress can only occur if you have a perception that the external factors are threatening or that you don't have the resources to deal with them. Sabi ko nga kanina, ang stress ay depende sa atin. Kung paano natin i-accept, paano natin i-approach. Okay? Next po. So, ano ba yung mga causes ng stress? Number one is the situation and pressure that cause stress are known as stressor. We usually think of stressor as being negative, such as exhausting work schedule or a rocky relationship. So, yan, pag may mga stressor tayo, di ba? Katulad niyan, nag-away kayo ng iyong boyfriend or girlfriend, nagkasamaan kayo ng loob ni tatay, hindi mo naiintindihan si nanay, nagkaroon ng stress, inisip mo siya buong araw. So, hindi ka magpa-function ng normal. So, ano pang cause ng stress? So, anything that puts high demand on you can be stressful. For example, ang iyong girlfriend, binipili ka niya pumunta sa bahay nila, hindi naman pa pwede dahil nga pandemic, hindi ka kaagad makalabas. 'Di ba? So, lahat ng nagpo-put ng high demands, requirements sa work, requirements sa school, 'di ba? So, this includes positive events such as getting married. Una-una yung iba, kino-consider nila na, ayun, na high demand. Syempre, pag magpapakasal, ang daming preparation, ang daming mong ayusin. Pagbibili ng bahay, possible din. Kasi, syempre, yung babayaran, yung terms ng payment. Kayo, student, going to college, or senior high, going to college. So, mag-iisip kayo, kaya ko ba? Kakayanin ko pa bang mag-aral? May pang tuition pa ba ako? And then, receiving promotion. Why? High demand. Why? Kasi syempre, for us working, parang ibang level na ulit yun ng trabaho. Kumbaga, katulad niyan, teachers, po-promote ka from teacher 2 or teacher 3, so hindi mo alam kung kakayanin mo yung trabaho na yun, or kung magiging head teacher ka, or master teacher, di ba? So, maaaring positive event siya, yun nga lang, high demand. Ibig sabihin, medyo kailangan mo pagtuunan talaga ng pansin. Kasi nga, ito ay maaaring mag-cause ng stress sa'yo. Next po. So, ano ba yung mga external causes of stress? Number 1 is the major life changes, work or school, relationship difficulties, financial problem, being too busy, and then children and family. So, ayan yung mga isa sa mga nagkakos ng external stress sa atin. Yang mga yan. So, next po. Ayan. Meron din naman tayong, kung meron tayong tinatawag na external stress, meron din tayong tinatawag na internal or self-generated stress. So, when you worry excessively about something that may or may not happen or have irrational, pessimistic thoughts about your life. So, ayun nga, kung ikaw ay palaisip, masyado kang negativism. Ayan. So, nagkakos yun ng internal or self-generated stress sa iyong sarili. Next po. So, internal causes of stress include pessimism. Pessimism is sabihin, ikaw ay masyadong negativism. Masyado kang matatakotin. Masyado ka agad nag-iisip ng hindi ka positive vibes, puro ka negative vibes. Inability to accept uncertainty. So, minsan may mga bagay-bagay na hindi mo talaga madaling ma-accept. Yan, rigid thinking or lack of flexibility. For example, hindi ka multitasking. Hindi mo kayang pagsabayin yung mga ginagawa mo. Diba? So, negative self-talk. So, kapag ka talaga low yung self-esteem mo, wala kang tiwala sa sarili mo, magkakaroon ka talaga ng internal stress. Kasi nga, lag-a-attract ka ng negative. So, unrealistic expectation or perfectionism. Minsan, pag hindi mo nagawa yung mga schedule mo for today, dahil nga ikaw ay perfectionism, so, ayan, madali kang ma-distract, madali kang ma-stress. All or nothing attitude. Minsan meron tayong ganung attitude all or nothing. Sige, bahala na. Kung ano nang mangyari, go lang, go lang. Yun nga lang, kalimitan, kapag ganun yung tendency or way of thinking natin, pag hindi naging maganda yung outcome, so tayo ay nade-depress. Diba? Unlike kapag optimism ka, ayan, diba? Parang good vibes ka lang lagi. Parang paperceive mo sa sarili mo na kaya ko itong gawin. Magagawa ko yung isang bagay. Next po. So, ayan, external stress. Sabi ko nga kanina, job, bills, life changes, pollution, relationship. So, internal stress, lack of sleep, sakit, illness, including the coronavirus. Kung meron ka, di ba? Takot na gagaling ka, takot na hindi. Poor nutrition, di ba? And then, physical strain. So, dahil nga, poor yung nutrition mo, ang tendency talagang ikaw ay manghihina. So, ayun po. Next po. So, stress is often covering over a row of core emotions. So, ayan. Stress. Pwedeng kasing stress ka dahil others will always let me down. Ang tingin mo lagi, ida-down ka ng ibang tao. Stress ka kasi, ang tingin mo sa sarili mo, hindi ka good enough. Stress kasi, lagi mong sasabihin sa sarili mo, victim naman ako naman yung laging binubuli, ako naman yung laging affected. So, that's how you perceive stress. So, yung mga yan, meron core ang stress. Kapag ka nga ikaw ay, in short, pag ikaw ay pessimistic na tao. Ganun. Next po. Yun. In the case where I believe I am a victim, Kapag laging ganito yung way of thinking mo na ikaw yung victim, lagi mong iisipin na life isn't fair, life happens to me, bakit ako yung nagkasakit? For example, bakit ganito? Bakit ako yung binigyan ni Lord ng ganitong sakit? Tapos, minsan magko-question ka rin na I can only be happy if. And then everything good that happens will be taken away. Parang lagi mo na lang tinitignan na, oh, may darating na good news, pero at the end of the day, bad news pa rin yan. So, ganun na yung magiging way of thinking mo. Tapos, ikaw din ay nakiklinging sa past. You're clinging to the past and you are not flexible. You are inflexible. So, hindi ka na nga, wala ka nang tuwala sa sarili mo. Tapos, last, I feel out of control of my life. So, ganun yung mga lagi mong tinatanong sa sarili mo kapag feeling mo laging ikaw ay victim. Next po. Kapag kayang case naman, if you believe that others will always let you down, kapag ikaw ay, ayun nga, more depressed or mababa yung tingin mo sa sarili mo, parang ganito yung way of thinking mo. Mapapagkatiwalaan ko ba yung ibang tao? I can't trust anyone. Diba? Parang i-question mo yun kaagad. Next, no one can do it as well as I can. Siyempre, ganun yung magiging way of thinking mo. Wala makakagawa nito, kundi ako lang. Next, no one will be there for me. Ganyan yung way of thinking mo. Next, everyone will abandon or rejects me. So, puro pababa. Imbis na pataas, parang puro pababa. Imbis na lifting up, parang lalong nagde-decrease. Others are to be blamed for my troubles. Ayan, you're starting to blame others. Naninisi ka na. Kasi sa ganito kasi yung ginawa, kaya nagkaganto ako. Kasi ganito po yung deadline, hindi naman po ibinigay sa akin. So, nagkakaroon ka ng ibang source ng stress. Di ba? I feel resentment or bitterness. So, yung pagiging bitter. Di ba? Pag ganyan yung way of thinking mo, ganyan yung magiging outcome. Next po. Yan. If you believe that you are not good enough, you may think that you don't deserve happiness, love, or money. You may think that you are unlovable. And then you may say that I can do it no matter how hard I try. And last but not the least is you feel unworthy. So, ayan nga. Kapag ganyan yung way of thinking mo, ibis na yung slope mo is pataas, ikaw ay pamaba. Diba? Kasi nga, you are always pessimistic, you are negativism. So, ganyan yung mararamdaman mo kung ikaw ay stressed. Next po. So, paano naman natin i-handle or may improve yung ability natin para ma-practice natin kung paano mag-handle ng stress? Number one is get moving. Upping up your activity level is one tactic you can employ right now to help relieve stress and start to feel better. So when you are, sabi nga nila, stay at home. So while you are at home, you can do exercise, you can do Zumba, di ba? Pwede kang mag-walking, mag-jogging, di ba? So mag-watch ka ng mga videos, gayahin mo para tawag dito, para ma-divert mo yung attention mo dun sa ina-encounter mong stress. Hindi ka mag-focus dun sa stress na yon. So, ayan. Regular exercise can be served as distraction from worries, diba? Kasi nagre-release ka dun ng mga hormones, ng happy hormones kapag ikaw ay nag-exercise. Next po. Connect to others. So, dahil nga pandemic ngayon, hindi tayo masyadong makakapag-socialize man tayo sa ating close family lang. So, pwede naman tayong virtual, like ito yung ginagawa natin ngayon, di ba? Bukod sa nagdadagdag tayo ng knowledge, nag-i-impart tayo ng knowledge sa isa't isa, nagkakaroon din tayo ng interaction through virtual, okay? So spend time with people who improve your mood and don't let your responsibilities keep you from having a social life. So kung tayo ay may boyfriend or may girlfriend, di ba? Kung kaya may boyfriend or may girlfriend, isa sa happy pill nyo, may tinatawag tayong happy pill, isa sa happy pill nyo ay yung iyong loved one. So you can call them, mag-video call kayo, mag-zoom kayo, mag-messenger kayo, mag-IMO kayo, kamustahin nyo sila para maging iba yung mood nyo. Ma-divert yung attention sa stress and then mag-focus sa ibang bagay. And then, while doing that virtual talk, nagkakaroon kayo ng connection. Diba? Nagiging iba yung mood nyo. Diba? And that way, you can, nagdadagdag ka ng outlet. So, pwede mong i-share sa kanya yung stress mo, pwede kanyang bigyan ng advice para dun sa stress na hinahandle mo. So, that way, nagbabago yung mood mo. Next po. engage your senses. So another fast way to relieve stress is by engaging one or more of your senses, like the sight, the sound, the taste, the smell, the touch, or movement. The key is to find the sensory input that works for you. Like me, alam niyo ba guys, pag stress ako sa isang bagay sa trabaho or kahit saan sa family, ang happy pill ko is the milk tea. So, sino dito yung mahilig sa milk tea? Ayan, o, diba? So, ako, ayan yung happy pill ko. So, pag na-stress ako, kailangan ko makainom ng milk tea. Nagpapabili ako kahit anong brand, basta milk tea, para ma-divert yung attention ko. Tsaka, sabi kasi nila, pagka daw kumakain ka ng matamis, kapag ka daw ikaw ay may hindi magandang nararamdaman, nakakatulong daw yun. Totoo yun. Sa akin, for me, it works. Okay? So, katulad din yan, pag naglilinis ako ng bahay, gusto ko ba naglilinis ako ng bahay, pag stress ako man may, gusto ko may sound. So, imbis na mag-focus ako dun sa ginagawa ko, dahil pagod ako, nadadivert yung attention ko dahil dun sa sound. Kasi sa beat ng music. So, ayan. So, you should engage your senses. Diba? Tapos yung iba naman, narinig nyo na ba yung young living, yung mga diffuser, humidifier. So, sinasabi nila yung mga scent ng mga essential oils nakakapagpabago din ng mood. So, may mga ganung tao, gumagamit sila ng diffuser para maamoy nila yung aroma, nakakaalis daw yun ng stress. Okay? Vision. Pag nanonood tayo ng Netflix, nanonood tayo ng Money Heist, ng Elite, diba? Yung mga movies ngayon. Diba? Yung mga Korean novelas, diba? May mga ganung tao na dinadivert nila yung attention nila. Pag nakanood sila ng ganung movie, like the OPA, yung mga OPA dyan, diba? Alam niyo yan, guys. So, pag nakanood tayo ng ganung movie, nadadivert yung attention natin, wala yung stress. Kasi nakikita natin yung mga OPA, you know. Okay, next. Learn to relax. So, you can completely eliminate stress from your life, but you can control how much it affects you. So, relaxation techniques. Yung iba, nag-yoga, nagme-meditate, and then do the deep breathing exercise to activate your body's relaxation response. So, pwede tayong manood ng videos from YouTube. Gayahin natin yung mga yoga sessions, yung yoga class. So, pwede natin yung gawin. Okay? So, ano pa? Para ma-divert yung attention natin. Next. Ayan. So, eat healthy diet. So, the food you eat can improve or worsen your mood and affect your ability to cope with life's stressors. So, yung mga kinakain mo paminsan, depende nga, di ba? Ako, katulad ko, gusto ko pag stress ako matamis. Namabago yung mood ko pag matamis yung kinakain ko. So, ayan, vegetable with lowest carbs. So, ayan, importante din yan. At least healthy diet, kung mahilig man tayo sa mga gulay or sa kahit anong pagkain, nadadivert yung attention natin through that. Next po. Get your rest. So, importante na kahit anong gawin natin, kung tayo man ay nagbo-mobile legend, kung tayo man ay nagvi-video chat, kung tayo nanonood ng Netflix, tayo ay nagtatrabaho, kami nagtatrabaho. So, importanteng magpahinga. Feeling tired can increase stress by causing you to think irrationally. Di ba, pag pagod ka na, parang iba na yung tingin mo. Lalapitan ka ng anak mo, ang tingin mo, pagod na ako, wag mo kong guluhin. Importante, bigyan mo rin ng me time yung sarili mo. Learn to love yourself. And then, by loving yourself, you should rest. Diba? Pagpahinga mo rin yung sarili mo. Next. Ayan. So, punta naman tayo sa health anxiety. So, kapag, for example, kung ikaw ay may COVID-19, yung way of thinking mo is, what if mamatay ako? What if hindi na ako makarecover? Masama. Bad. Kasi why bad? Kasi dahil nga discrimination. So, minsan yung tingin sa'yo na ibang tao, kung ikaw ay may COVID-19, pandidilihan ka nila. Mag-isip ka rin saan? How? Saan ko nakuha to? Nakuha ko ba to habang bumabiyahe ako? Nakuha ko ba to sa kaibigan ko? Sa family members ko? Sa mga pinapadeliver ko? Can't. Why can't? Kasi minsan may mga tao talaga na hindi nila dinedeclare yung case nila. May mga tao na infected ng COVID-19 na talagang itinatago lang nila sa sarili nila to. Tapos sasabihin ko ba, okay lang kayang open ko sa family ko? Okay lang open ko sa kapitbahay ko? May ganun kang thinking. So, let's talk about health anxiety naman. Dahil nga, may COVID-19 ngayon, pandemic, so yun muna yung pag-uusapan natin. So, next. So, what is anxiety? Anxiety is your body's natural response to stress. So, ibig sabihin, pag natatakot ka, normal na maramdaman mo yun. Kapag ikaw ay stress, it's a feeling of fear or apprehension about what's to come. So, minsan, masyado mga iniisip na kung ano yung mangyayari. So, ang tendency, ikaw ay magiging anxious. But if your feeling of anxiety are extreme, last for longer than 6 months, and are interfering with your life, you may have an anxiety disorder. So, kung yung takot na nararamdaman mo ay nag-last ng more than 6 months, lalo na ngayon, mental health kasi yung affected talaga ni coronavirus or ng pandemic. So, merong mga taong natatakot talaga na nagtatagal yung fear nila sa loob ng katawan ng matagal. So, kapag yun ay nagtagal pa ng very, very long period of time, consider ka na mayroong anxiety disorder. So, next po. Ayan. So, health anxiety, dahil health naman yung pinag-usapan natin, so mag-focus tayo sa health anxiety. Next po. Yan, what is health anxiety? Health anxiety is an obsessive and irrational worry about having a serious medical condition. So, katulad niyan, di ba? Ako, for example, nurse ako. So, pag nagkakasipon ako or nagkakaubo or nangangati yung lalamunan ko, dry yung cough ko, minsan nagkakaroon na ako ng obsessive or irrational thinking. Parang inililing ko kaagad na, shit, baka mamaya, coronavirus to. Baka mamaya infected ako. Kasi frontliner ako eh. Nagmamonitor ako ng mga schools ng Manila. Nagbibigay ako ng mga tablets sa mga bata, ng deworming tablets sa mga bata. So, baka mamaya, infected ako. So, may ganun tayong minsan thinking. And then, health anxiety is also called illness anxiety and was formerly called hypochondria. Ayan po yung medical term ng health anxiety. So, illness anxiety is called hypochondria. This condition is marked by a person's imagination and of physical symptoms of illness. So, pag yung tao ay nililink na, kasi minsan may ganung tao eh. Kaming health workers, ganun kami. Minsan kami ay paranoid na baka mamaya, dinadiagnose na, dahil kami ay health worker, dinadiagnose namin yung sarili namin sa isang sakit. So, merong ganung takot. Next. So, ano ba yung nagkakos para mag-develop ng health anxiety ang isang tao? Number one, you have a poor understanding of body sensation disease or both of these things. You may think that a serious disease is causing your body sensation. So, yung overthinking ka masyado. Nakaramdam ka lang ng pananakit ng lalamunan, inisip mo na agad na coronavirus. Hindi ka pa nga nakakapag-rapid test. Hindi ka pa nga nakakapag-swab test. Wala pa nga confirmatory stress. Pero, overthinking masyado. Next, you have a family member or member who worried excessively about their health or your health. Number one, syempre, ang lagi nag-aalala sa atin ay ating mga nanay. Diba? Syempre, kaya nag-aalala ang isang nanay dahil sa pagmamahal sa isang anak. So, minsan, di natin maiiwasan na dahil nga kay pandemic, dahil nga kay coronavirus. So, pag meron lang tayong sipon, so minsan, si nanay, paalala ng paalala, o anak, uminom ka ng gamot. Tayo matigas ang ulo. So, ang tendency naman, hindi naman tayo umiinom ng gamot dahil matigas ang ating ulo. So, ayan, meron tayong member ng family na stressor. Okay, sila yung stress na stress. Number 3, you had a past experiences dealing with real serious illness in childhood. So, as an adult, the physical sensation you experience are frightening to you. So, for example, nung childhood ka, naka-experience ka na ng ganitong sakit. So, natatakot ka na baka sa pagtanda mo ay bumalik yung sakit na yun. Nagkaroon ka na ng fear, ng stigma, ng trauma. So, ayun, dun ka nakaka-develop ng anxiety. Next po. So, most often occurs in early or middle adulthood and can worsen with age. For older people, health anxiety may focus on fear of developing memory problems. Other risk factors for health anxiety include stress, event, or situation, the possibility of serious illness that turns out not to be serious, being abused as a child, having there's a serious childhood illness, or a parent with serious illness. So, yung trauma kasi nung bata ka pa, pwede mo yung madala sa trauma sa pagtanda mo. Siyempre, mag-worry ka na baka mamaya maulit-ulit or mangyari ulit. So, having a worrying personality. Kapag ikaw ay masyadong, kasi merong mga tao na baka mamaya ganito, Mahilig mag-isip ng mga negatibong bagay. So, pag meron kang ganung personality, possible na magkaroon ka ng tinatawag na health anxiety. Tapos, ayan, yung last is excessively checking your health on the internet. 'Di ba? Siyempre, dahil nga uso si coronavirus ngayon, pag nakaramdam ka ng lagnat, pag nakaramdam ka ng pananakit ng lalamunan, ng dry cough, ng pagtatae, ang una mong gagawin ay i-check si kumparing Google. I-check mo, ililink mo kaagad na nakita mo yung sintomas, makikita mo, oops, baka mamaya may coronavirus ako. So, you keep on thinking and thinking and thinking. And then, your health too is compromised. Okay? So, nagkakaroon ka ng takot. Next po. So, paano ba natin iti-treat ang health anxiety? Number one is to identify your health anxiety, worries, and beliefs. So, alamin mo kung ano yung nagkukos ng health anxiety mo. Bakit ka ba natatakot? Ano ba yung nararamdaman mo? Pag na-identify mo na yun, ngayon, magagawan mo ng paraan kung paano mo i-handle yung situation na yun. Next, learning other ways, learning other ways to look at your body sensation by changing unhelpful thought. So, imbis na mag-isip ka na mag-isip ng mga hindi magagandang bagay, i-divert mo naman yung attention mo. 'Di ba? Hindi porkat ganito yung situation, ganun na rin yung approach mo. So, learn to change your unhelpful thoughts. Next, raising your awareness on how worries affects you and your behavior. Next po. Ayan, responding to your body sensation and symptoms differently. So, kung ikaw ay may lagnat, anong dapat gawin? Uminom lang ng paracetamol every 4 hours. Next, kung ikaw ay may ubo, uminom lang din ng gamot sa ubo. Kung ikaw ay may sipon, uminom lang din ng gamot sa sipon. Kung ikaw talaga ay nawo-worry na sa nararamdaman mo, mas magandang mag-seek ng medical attention ng mas maaga para malaman natin kung ano talaga yung sakit mo, para hindi ka na mag-isip. Okay, next, avoiding examining your body for signs of illness and repeatedly looking for reassurance that you're healthy. Okay, so kasi nga, katulad namin, health workers, nagkakasakit kami. Minsan, may mga times na inre-relate namin yung sakit namin sa isang sakit na nakakahawa. So, kung nakakaramdaman kami ng lagnat, minsan ang kala namin, ito na yun, COVID-19 na or what, pag may ubo kami, baka ganito na. So, iwas-iwasan natin gawin yung mga bagay na yun para hindi tayo mag-cause ng anxiety. And then, boosting your functioning at home, work or school, in social settings, and relationship with others. So, ayun nga, maging flexible ka, gumalaw ka. Kasi, the more na you focus on your anxiety, the more it will focus on you. So, gumawa ka ng mga bagay na idadivert yung anxiety mo sa isang bagay. Okay, next po. Ayan. Coronavirus pandemic. So, magkaroon tayo ng clean mind. I-maintain natin ang social distancing. Lagi tayong maghugas ng kamay. Huwag nating ugaling hawakan yung mata, ilong at bibig kasi possible na makuha natin doon si virus. And then, most especially, mag-maintain ng social distancing and then always stay at home kung wala naman tayong gagawin sa labas. Okay. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Castañeda. Now, for the last speaker of today's webinar, to talk about the things that concern our students the most on how to become a successful online learner. Everyone, let us all welcome the SDRRM coordinator, no other than the always amazing and hardworking MAPE teacher from the JHS department, Ms. Danica P. Cincuenco. Let us give her a big virtual round of applause.
Fugosians, ready or not, getting a smart start in times of pandemic. Good day, everyone. In today's webinar, you will learn on how to become a successful online learner. And hopefully, I may help you to overcome your fears when it comes to online learning. Here's our online learning content and overview. Next. So first, we will discuss the definition of online learning. Second, we will talk about your self-preparation for online learning. Third, what are the self-care techniques? Fourth, what are the guidelines for an online learning setting? And lastly, what are the online learning etiquettes that you should follow? Next. And so let us define first what is an online learning. So online learning refers to instructional environments supported by the internet. Online learning comprises a wide variety of programs that use the internet within and beyond school walls to provide access to instructional materials as well as facilitate interaction among teachers and students. Online learning can be fully online or blended with face-to-face interactions, according to Bacchia et al. 2012. And so school opening will not necessarily mean a traditional face-to-face learning in the classroom. The physical opening will depend on the risk severity or the grading classification of a certain community pursuant to guidelines from the Department of Health or DOH, the Interagency Task Force or IATF for the Management of Emerging Infectious Diseases in the Philippines, and the Office of the President or the OP. The Department of Education introduces to us the different types of remote learning, such as next, we have the asynchronous and synchronous learning. So, what is asynchronous learning? Asynchronous setup means students are provided with content and tasks that they need to accomplish within a time frame using an online platform such as Learning Management System or LMS. Interaction between the teacher and students and among students does not take place in real time, meaning there is no face-to-face class meeting happens even online. But in synchronous, this is a type of remote learning where the class is conducted in real time. In a synchronous learning class, the teacher and students log in to a single online platform such as the Google Meet or the Google Classroom. It depends on the teacher on what you guys are about to use or accessible to all of you. And of course, this carry out tasks throughout the allotted time. This may be done through video conference, chat, messaging apps, or audio chat using an online tool. Di ba before, if you still remember, no, there are many subject teachers who are asking you to have a group chat or a group or Facebook group. Okay? So kung sa feeling nyo parang ang dami-dami na nakalagay dun sa ano namin, sa messenger namin na natatambakan na kami. So what more pa kaya kaming teachers, di ba? So there's some point na ang mga teachers ang na-handle nilang mga klase ay mga nasa 6 and some kung meron man may 7 pa. So ibig sabihin, no, ang pinakang form of communication natin kasi ngayon is online. So kung ano man ang pinakang most accessible sa ating lahat, yun po ang ginagamit natin. But minsan, ang nagiging problema kasi nagkakaroon na tayo ng tinatawag nilang miscommunication. Okay? But as much as possible, we have to take the risk to go out beyond our box, no? Yung sinasabi nating comfort zone para mas matutunan natin lahat. Okay? Hindi yung sabihin natin na masanay kasi tayo sa traditional na ganitong pamamaraan na ang gusto natin face-to-face online class. But then again, we are still thinking about the health of us. Okay? So remote learning can be both an enriching and challenging experience at the same time, primarily meant to facilitate anytime, anywhere learning. This approach also promotes some elements of independence on the part of the students over path and pace while learning online. But the question here is how to prepare yourself to online learning. Okay, next slide. Next, please. So it's all about our mental aspect. Okay. A while ago, you have taught to our school nurse that there are a lot of factors why people get stress and anxiety. And I hope that you really understand the differences between the two. Okay? Kasi na-elaborate naman po ni ma'am yan na of course, nasa atin po yung kung paano natin dadalhin yung stress and anxiety. Magkaiba po siya somehow in your approach. Okay? Kasi pag minsan may mga tao na hindi pa nga nangyayari, you tend to think of it kahit wala pa because of anxiety and andun na kagad kaakibat ang depression. So, sabi nga po nila, no, freedom and flexibility comes or requires responsibility. Hindi po porket lahat ng bagay ngayon ay online, we have our free will to do. We have our free will to say what we wanted to say. Online learning takes a lot of commitment and discipline to finish your task. The same with face-to-face classroom setup. The worst enemy of it in learning is the procrastination. So, what an effort to make a self control. This means while you are on your online class, you have to turn off or silent or log out from your social media accounts to prevent distractions. Hindi kasi natin masasabi kung alam mo yun, biglang may mag-message sa'yo, tapos makot ng attention mo, mapunta ka doon, mawala ka sa aralin na ginagawa nyo online. 'Di ba? Parang katulad sa loob ng klase. Pag may kaibigan pumunta sa classroom, 'di ba? Tapos bigla kang papatawag sa teacher, mawawala kasi yung momentum ng klase. But, you know, sabi nga nila, kung talagang emergency, we cannot prevent that. So next in line, we have to stick to a time schedule. Finish your requirements ahead of time and submit it on the given deadline to avoid backlogs and unfinished workloads. So for us teachers, especially to the your parents who are already working, alam na siguro nila yung ibig sabihin ng backlogs. Ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng backlogs? Ito po yung mga bagay na halimbawa may pinagawa na po sa inyong activity ay hindi nyo po agad natapos na kung saan natambakan na po siya na natambakan ng iba pang mga activity. For example, in our subject in MAPE, we have 4 components: the music, arts, PE, and health. So let's say, for example, that I gave you an activity or performance task to create and compose a song that promotes environment usage or health way on how to prevent the sewage, no, yung mga basura. And then at the same time, syempre dahil 4 na component po yun, may iwasan natin minsan na pag-combine or integrate ang dalawang subject, pero may mga pagkakataon din na hindi. So, another thing is, for example, then yung, halimbawa, meron kayong activity sa PE na kailangan yung sumayaw ng Zumba. So, may mga times that you need to practice within the group of your classmates. So kapag ka po, halimbawa, nasa isip kasi natin, malayo pa lang yung deadline, di ba minsan we tend to neglect those schedules. Eh what if, for example, again, that you have a family event, may birthday, may biglaan kayong family outing, no, or gathering, at yung deadline, no, medyo nako-compromise na. Kasi ang mindset mo, gusto mo mag-enjoy, gusto mong sumama, but at the same time, you have to maintain to have a good grades. 'Di ba? So ang sinusubukan po namin sabihin sa inyo dito is you have to stick, no, on what is your priority first. Pero hindi namin sinasabi na huwag kayong mag-enjoy. Ang point is, kapag may bagay na ginawa na po sa inyo, right away, if you're available, do it now. No, yung mga sinasabi nilang manana habit, the Filipino way, let's try to forget it, especially nowadays. It's a new norm. No, yung tinatawag nilang new normal way. Okay? Next slide, please. So to avoid stress, you should know how to organize, number 1, your study schedule. Dahil nga po tayo iba na po ang normal setting natin. It's a new normal way. No, you have to know your schedule. Some students, they're trying themselves to be organized by writing down their class program or schedule on a sticky note or sa mga colored paper na gusto nila at nilalagyan na lang ng design. And then, doon sila magagawa ng parang mga ano nila, yung 'di ba uso yung mga planner, no? May iba gano'n naglalagay sa planner, iba naman sa mga calendar or desk na nasa table nila. So siguro in that way din maganda rin na at least lalo na ngayon kapag nangangapa pa lang po tayo pare-pareho sa panibagong pamamaraan ng pag-aaral natin, kailangan kabisado rin natin muna ang mga bagay na kailangan natin gawin, especially when it comes to studies. Next in line is the task. May mga trabaho po tayo pang bahay, meron din tayong trabaho pang eskwelahan. So kailangan alam po natin, no, kung paano hahatiin 'yon. Okay? You also need to conserve your energy for you to be able to do your task academically and even non-academically. So next in line, the third picture is about your break time. There are some students who tried, to do your best. Okay lang po 'yan, pero kinakalimutan po nila no paminsan yung pagkain sa tamang oras. Okay? At some point, hindi tayo nakakaramdam ng gutom, pero ang ating tiyan ay patuloy po 'yan, no, na kumakayod sa ating sikmura na ang mga tao kapag po lagi nagpapalipas ng gutom, nagkakaroon sila ng sakit sa tiyan, yung tatawagin ng mga ulcer. No? So you have to know your break time. At saka minsan syempre nakukulangan tayo ng oxygen eh. Kapag hindi tayo nakakakain ng tama, na umiinom ng tubig ng tamang bilang, 8 to 12 glasses a day. So you should have breaks. Okay? Learn how to schedule your time, task, and your break time. Next slide. Believe that the quality learning is still possible even without going to the traditional classroom. Take on challenges, 'di ba? Lahat tayo nahihirapan. We accept the challenge, you also accept the challenge. No one is prepared for this. Learning in all forms is never easy. It entails dedication, patience, and discipline. No, ito pong tatlong to talaga kahit saan, no? Kahit estudyante ka man, kahit ikaw na ay isang professional na sa iyong napiling kurso, no? Kailangan yung tatlong yan kasi kung hindi mo gusto ang ginagawa mo, kung napipilitan ka lang, 'di ba? You're just trying to, happy go lucky. Kung wala ka ring patience o pasensya, mahabang okay lang yan kahit mahirap. Basta natututo, ganyan, hindi ka magsasucceed, no? Sa isang bagay na you wanted to o sa isang bagay na kailangan mong makuha o mapagtagumpayanan. Ganoon din ang disiplina. Kung lagi mo na sa isip na mamaya na lang, matutulog muna ako kasi napagod ako kahapon. 'Di ba? Hanggang sa natapos na yung mamaya mo, natapos na yung buong araw mo, hindi ka naging productive. Wala kang na-accomplish within the day. Okay? As the time goes by, we have to let's go back rather to our normal schedule, no? Try ourselves. Kasi habang lumalapit na po, tulad niyan, bare months na, we have to practice ourselves waking up in the morning in the proper time. Yung tamang tulog ulit, no? Yung kailangan 11 or 12 matulog na kasi may pasok ulit kinabukasan para maibalik po yung ating tamang cycle. Next is we have to know also the proper usage of technology. Okay? Your teachers will orient and give you through the online platform. And you don't have to worry about this because of course we teachers we study about this, we attend a lot of seminars or rather webinars just to give you the best education that we can cater for you. Okay? Kasi syempre, alam niyo yun, lahat naman talaga ng bagay mahirap. Lalo na kung ito po ay panibagong pamamaraan. Okay? Pero syempre lahat tayo ang gusto natin ano yun, mag-progress, magkaroon ng pagbabago, magkaroon ng improvement, hindi lang sa sarili natin na minsan kasi kapag lagi ka lang nasa comfort zone mo, hindi mo malalaman yung mga bagay na kaya mo palang gawin kapag hindi mo siya tinry. 'Di ba? May mga ganong pagkakataon. Next slide. We have here. Okay, you have to consult with your teacher when problems occur during online classes. So hindi naman talaga maiiwasan na magkaroon ng maraming problema, especially in the Philippine settings. Okay? We do not have an excellent internet provider. Lahat po tayo nagkakaroon ng problema. And so, dahil lahat ng residential area ngayon biglaan nagpapakabit ng mga internet, internet connect, mga pang-internet nila for them to use the internet to their work, to studies, nagkakaroon siguro talaga ng problema kasi wala ngang naging ready, walang nakapaghanda para sa ganitong senaryo. Okay? And so, be able to work with others, you have an online responsibility to talk. O, kamusta ka na? Okay lang ba? Ikaw, kamusta ka dun sa ano mo? Parang usual na nasa classroom tayo, di ba? Pag nasa classroom kayo, wala pa kayong teacher, you're trying to chit-chat, no, to your friends. Anong ginawa nyo kahapon? Anong plano nyo gawin mamaya? You can also do that online, especially when you're about to attend, no, into an online class. You can still talk, di ba? Online learning should not prevent you from working with others. So we are trying to, unite and to have a collaboration to be more productive. Next, keep your study area organized and neat before and after your online class. 'Di ba? Ewan ko kung may mga iilan sa inyo na, 'di ba, ako kasi parang kapag yung lugar mo hindi maayos, hindi ka makapag-umpisa kasi maiirita ka na magulo yung ganito mo, hindi maayos yung ganyan mo. So same thing here with online classes. So you have to check everything. Your internet, your phone, the way you look on the camera, are you properly dressed up? 'Di ba? You have to check everything to be more organized. And so, once you're up to the camera, okay lahat. 'Di ba? Next. And now, let us know how to prepare yourself to an online learning in an emotional aspect. 'Di ba? Sabi nga nila, ang tao is an holistic form. Okay? So, hindi lang tayo basta nag-grow mentally, but also emotionally, socially, and even physically. 'Di ba? Next slide. Okay, we have here the what we call self-care techniques. Ano pa itong mga self-care techniques na ito? Ito po ay isang pamamaraan kasi kung paano po natin mapapangalagaan ang ating sarili. Okay? Especially nowadays in our pandemic issues and problems, in which may help us to relieve ourselves from our stress and anxiety. So, number one, we have here the what we call treat your undesirable emotions as guests. So it's like people come and go. If something bad happened to you, it's okay. To feel sad, it's okay. To feel angry, it's okay. But once in a while, always remember, tomorrow is another day for you to do better. 'Di ba? First hour pa lang sa umaga, mainit na ulo mo, do not make it to the point na hanggang buong araw, lahat ng tao sa paligid mo ay madadamay sa init ng ulo mo. Okay? Kasi you guys and together with the people around you will not become productive. Kasi, 'di ba, ang hirap nun na kapag may mga bagay ka na gusto mong i-accomplish tapos nasira lang sa isang bagay, iisipin mo siya the whole day. So you have to admit it. Okay, okay lang yan. Pwede pa namang ganito. Nasira kasi yung papel na sinusulatan ko. Sige, i-write na lang natin. Konting tiyaga lang. Ingatan na lang ulit. Magsulat na lang ng maayos. Tapos ilagay sa magandang lagayan para hindi ulit mabasa. 'Di ba? In every problems, there is a solution. So, you just need to be patient for that. Okay? So, you have to accommodate your feelings as well. Naiinis ako kasi ganyan. Nanay ko, ang ingay-ingay, may ano kami, ganyan-ganyan. 'Di ba? So, you have to accept the fact that there are some situations that we cannot prevent. Okay? And tell to, you know, to yourself that it's okay. Just stay calm. Okay lang yan. Siguro after na lang nito, kausapin ko na lang ulit sila na ganito kasi may ganyan kami online class. And so we can proceed to the next sessions that we can have. Parang ganon. So, also, for our self-care technique number 2, next slide, you have to allow yourself to be with someone who is, number 1, trustworthy. May mga pagkakataon kasi na kapag may problema tayo, pag shinare mo siya sa iba, nagkwento ka, 'di ba? Para nare-relieve ka. Tapos syempre your friends or family or sabihin natin someone closest to you gives you an advice. So, 'di ba nakakagaan siya ng pakiramdam? So para kasi siyang you're facing onto the mirror, no? Hindi mo makikita ang mga bagay na pangit sa ang makakakita lang kasi niyan ay ang mga taong nasa paligid mo, lalo na ang pamilya mo o ang kaibigan mo. 'Di ba? So, we always, 'di ba, bago ba tayo humarap sa camera, we always look on the mirror to check if how are we? Are we good to look at, no? On camera. Kasi hindi natin maano na kakapain mo lang na ganyan, 'di ba? Yung buhok mo, tingnan mo, kakapain mo kung ayos ba siyang ganyan. Hindi natin masabi. So, to be with someone, it eases the pain and, you know, minsan, kumain lang kayo sa labas after class kahit nakakapagod, 'di ba? Parang nakaka-relieve siya na kahit maghapon na kayong magkasama kumain kayo, nakipagkwentuhan, okay. Kasi nakakapag-discuss kayo ng mga problema nyo. At the same time, hopefully, 'di ba? Magaganda yung mga advice na nakukuha natin. Next is reliable or someone with genuine care and concern for you. Sabi nga nila, you have to choose not the proper, but you know, you have to choose your friends. Okay? Hanggat maaari, syempre, ang mga magulang, gusto nila, ang mga nakakasama na ng kanilang mga anak ay mapagkakatiwalaan. Diba? Minsan nga, dati nung ako ay high school, kapag ang mga kasama ko, yung mga matatalino, okay lang sa kanila. Basta yung mga top, pag kasama ko, okay lang. Pero pag nalaman nila, sige, ito kasama mo, huwag ka sumama doon. Hindi kayo nila papayagan. Diba? Because they wanted the best for you. So you have to be, well care about that in choosing your friends. And of course, to be selfless without vested interest expectations or personal gain. You are not somebody's burden when you feel that, when you need help. May mga pagkakataon po kasi na, 'di ba, parang pag tumulong ka, they expecting something in return. Na kapag ikaw may problema, ganyan-ganyan, lahat ng mga bagay na naitulong niya sa'yo, isusumbat niya na. 'Di ba? So, it's a big no-no. Next in line, we have the self-care technique number 3. Okay? So, ito importante sa lahat. You have to give yourself a me time. Me time. It's me. It's myself. Life event, trauma, stressors, all of the potential to leave a path of destruction often found in the form of anxiety symptoms. This may include racing heart, racing thoughts, intrusive thoughts, obsessional thinking, rigidity of thoughts, and cognitive dissonance. It is important to not only work on the underlying concerns, but regulating the mind and body in moment as well. So, normal po talaga yon, no? Na magkaroon tayo ng mga stress. Magkaroon tayo ng mga problema na kung saan tayo ay may stress. Okay? Because that is part of our trials and challenges. But you should know, number one, how to feel yourself on how you have a good me time. Feel your breath, no? Feel how you breathe. You have to take a break. Baka minsan nakakalimutan mo na magpasalamat sa Diyos, kung anumang religion kayo, 'di ba? We should be thankful again for all the blessings that we continue to receive. 'Di ba? Baka minsan nagte-thank you ka na lang kapag ka may na-receive ka, o baka naman naaalala mo na lang magdasal pag may kailangan ka. Sometimes we forget to take care of ourselves because of many things that, you know, hinders us to do better. You can also practice the what we call a butterfly hug. Next slide. Ayan. So, on the picture, as you can see, no, may butterfly at may tao po nakakross ang arms. Okay? So, everyone, try nga natin gayahin. Kung nakita natin sa screen, let us do the butterfly hug. Ayan. You just need to what? Using your hands, interlocking above of your chest. Sige, try po natin. Yan. So, usually, many physiologists and psychologists advise this when people suffering from trauma. Okay? Kasi, katulad nga ng sinabi kanina ng ating school nurse, nakakalimutan na po natin ang ating sarili. So, minsan nawawalan tayo ng tiwala. So, this butterfly hug is a method of a therapeutic intervention to help us relax, calm, and a hyper-aroused self. So how we do this? Next slide. So just continue. Okay, putting your arms in front of your chest. Sige, next slide pa po. Ayan. So you can do this while you are sitting or standing. So number one, you have to sit on your chair and try to put your elbows slightly back. Ito po yung proper sitting position. Diba po? Yung kapag nakaupo tayo, kailangan sit up straight, diba? Sinasabi ng mga teachers. Okay? So let me see. Ayan. And then kapag naka-sit up straight na po tayo, you have to put your arms in front. And then we have to do the proper inhale or proper breathing exercises, yung pag-inhale and exhale. So pag sinabing inhale, mag-inhale ka slowly for 5 counts. So paano pong bilang dyan? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yun po yung nag-inhale. And then you have to hold your breath for 3 counts. Kunyari, naka-hold ang breath ko. And then mag-exhale ka ng pababa, syempre slowly for 5 counts as well. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ganun lang po siya kabagal. So everybody, let us try. So una, upo raw tayo ng maayos. Ang elbow nakapalabas. Ayan. Tapos, ilagay ang dalawang kamay sa ibabaw ng ating mga dibdib na nakakross siyang ganyan. Okay, try to hold your shoulders. Ayan, tapos i-inhale tayo. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then hold for 3, 2, 1. And then exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ayan. Now, why is it butterfly hug? As you do this, yung 5 counts inhalation, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you have to tap it 3 times as you hold your breath and then exhale. 'Di ba? Sabi po kasi nila, ang hug daw po ay isa sa pinakang best way to relieve stress, and at the same time, ang hugging daw po ay nagre-release po sila ng mga tension sa ating mga muscles. Kaya 'di ba minsan if you're not feeling well, nung mga bata kayo, sino lagi hinahanap nyo? Nanay nyo, 'di ba? Tapos pag may problema kayo, yumayakap kayo sa mga kaibigan nyo, parang after no, nare-relief na kayo. So, for if you think yourself be needing me time, try mo yan. Lalo na paggabi, na-stress ka, pikit ka. The best way to do this is when you close your eyes, sa kabig ganyan. Tapos mag-inhale ka, tapos mag-exhale ka while you're tapping your shoulders. Na parang it's okay, you can do this, you can do more better. There's there's another day tomorrow. Parang ganyan. 'Di ba? So, by doing this, no, nare-relieve ka na at the same time, nagkakaroon ka pa ng proper breathing exercises which helps your blood circulation throughout your body. Next slide, please. So what about setting up your online learning routine? Studies revealed that a good study environment has a positive effect on learning. Totoo po yan. Di ba minsan pag nakita nyo yung, halimbawa sa museum, pagpasok mong ganyan, marami ka na nakita mga bagay na magaganda, may mga disenyo, very realistic, parang ang feeling mo ang sarap matuto. Ganon din sa class mo, pinasukan mo, ang daming dekorasyon, ang ganda, feel na feel mong English talaga yung subject. Pag kunyari pag pumunta kasi sa class mo ganyan, feel na feel mo kung Filipino, 'di ba? It really gives you a positive effect, no? Na parang alam mo yun yung adrenaline mo to study is there. So, try to keep as much of your normal routine as possible. Once the online classes starts, it is important that you will still maintain your usual routine from the previous face-to-face attendance in school. So, di ba, nasanay kayo before na kung 7 a.m. ang klase, o, 'di ba meron pa tayong morning routine na ginagawa, meron tayong mga daily prayer, no, mga opening ceremony, 'di ba? Gigising kayo ng early hour in the morning and then prepare yourself by taking a bath, do your things, eating meals, no? You have to do it as well, especially kapag nag-umpisa na po tayo para yung tinatawag nilang body momentum, no? Yung nakasanayan nating katawan. Next slide. So this routine includes waking up at least an hour before your classes starts, eating your meals, taking a bath, and dressing appropriately, and even having a study breaks just like you used to. So, hindi naman na talaga natin maiiwasan na, alam mo yun, mapagod kayo sa 'di ba, yung pag-stay pa lang niyan, no, in your gadget, the radiation to your eyes, talaga nakaka-strain siya. So, once in a while, maganda talaga na magkaroon tayo ng mga in-between breaks. Okay? So, as soon as you receive the class program, makikita nyo naman kung kailan kayo dapat kakain or hindi. Next. Setting up your learning area. Ito na po. So, number 1, okay, you have to choose and set a space in your house with the following criteria. Importante talaga na may lugar ka na kapag andun ka, working station mo yon. Na kapag umalis ka na doon, iba na, hindi na siya trabaho, hindi na siya pag-aaral. Okay? So, space. It's important for us to have a good space. Diba? Tulad niya, yung mga lugar nyo ngayon, kung nasaan man kayo nakapwesto, that is your working area. So, maybe you are comfortable in your place. Number 2, you have also to consider your well-lit area. Kailangan may liwanag. 'Di ba? Yung hindi siya ganun kadilim kasi it's an online video class. Kailangan nakita namin kayo. And one more thing, prolonged exposure to your computer gadget can really cause your eyes to have stain or strain. So if you're working in a very dim room area, 'di ba? You have to maybe go ahead and look for another place. to keep your eyes from straining, you have to keep a small plant on your desk. Diba ngayon, nauuso na yung mga pag-alaga ng mga halaman like yung mga cactus, mga succulents, diba? Na nakakapag-regulate din kasi siya ng oxygen sa bahay, no? Lalo na kung feeling mo parang may pollution sa labas na nakapasok sa loob ng bahay nyo, nakakatulong siya eh. And especially kapag nasa lamesa mo siya at nakikita mo yung mga bagay na yan, parang nakakatanggal din ng ng pagod, no? And stress. And in research, it shows that any color green, especially the plants or the leaves, basta green siya, siya sa mata, nakaka-refresh. Okay? Or kung wala naman talaga mga halaman sa bahay, you can just look at the window. Basta yung point of view ng mata malayo. Hindi yung kunyari, di ba, naka-cellphone ka, malapit sa'yo yan. Tingin ka sa malalayong mga lugar. Kaya nga, di ba, minsan, pag nagkaklase, yung may mga klase kayo na nakaganyan, nakatulala sila, di ba? Pero yung mata nila, nare-relax na yon pag nakatulala, tapos sa malayo nakatingin. Okay? And last is it has a good source of electricity. Kasi tulad niyan, wow, we have an online class like this, a Google Meet webinar, and suddenly your phone, no, low-bat, at least right away, masa-charge mo siya. Okay? Next, the online learning workplace. Ayan. So, what about your online learning workplace? You have to start cleaning your desk. Put back the essential things and arrange it based on your needs and convenience. You also need to design your desk appropriately. Especially ngayon, hindi na daw po kasi nire-recommend ang paglalagay ng mga posters. Halimbawa, kung K-pop lover ka, hindi daw maganda na kung ito yung working area mo, andiyan yung mga nakalagay na drawing or mga picture ng mga paborito mong artista, K-pop. Kasi parang instead na makapag-klase ka ng normal na ganyan, nakatingin ka dun sa kanila, iniisip mo kung ano pa kaya yung susunod na palabas nila, ano kaya yung susunod na kanta nila. Diba? Nawawala yung focus. So as much as possible, yeah, you have to keep your essential. Ibig sabihin, mga pangunahing pangangailangan pag may online class. Halimbawa, papel, panulat, ano pa ba, mga bag na ando doon lahat, no, the books that you need, no, as references. Okay. Next is what we call online learning etiquettes. Ito po talaga alam niyo na, sa kada klase ng teacher, hindi pwedeng mawala. Okay? But I will be discussing here today is a general online learning etiquettes. So wag po kayong parang mainis kapag parang paulit-ulit na lang yung learning etiquettes na yan. Kasi nga, 'di ba, is a new normal way. Bago lang lahat tayo nag-aaral ng online. Bago lahat tayo na nag-aaral o nagtuturo online. Although may mga tinatawag tayong open education. 'Di ba? Yung mga estudyante na nag-aaral sa gabi pero nagtatrabaho sa umaga. So, hindi pa nangyayari itong pandemic na to, meron na po tayong tinatawag na e-learning. May online learning na rin po. Okay? Lalo na sa ibang bansa, pag may mga nagtatrabaho sa kanila the day, no? Pagdating ng gabi, nag-aaral sila. So, sometimes it's modular and sometimes it's like this, an online class. So, kumbaga sa ating sa Pilipinas, bago to. Pero sa kanila, hindi na to bago. Okay? So, here, we need to discuss the basic rules of netiquettes. Next slide. Number 1, what we have here what we call log in on time. Attend online classes as early as possible to avoid interruptions. If tomorrow is your first class or first online class, imagine that this is like visiting the school, your first school. Halimbawa, yung mga nag-grade 10 na before, ngayon, kunyari grade 11, di ba minsan pag di ka sigurado sa pupuntahan mo muna siya para ma-check kung talagang dun ba yun. Halimbawa, sooner or later, di ba, you will be having an entrance examination in college. So, isang tip na sinasabi sa akin dati doon ng mga teachers ko nung way back nung ako ay nasa high school, kapag daw may entrance exam ka at may room number ka, building, prior to that day, pumunta ka sa school na yun, hanapin mo na. Para kapag mag-exam ka na, hindi ka napagod. Kasi hindi mo alam yung lugar, tapos hindi mo alam yung building, hindi mo kabisado. Yung na-stress ka na kakahanap ng room number, building number, tapos pagdating mo sa exam, parang stress ka na kaagad. Hindi ka pa nakapagbasa ng tanong, parang pagod ka na agad. Diba? It's like in an online learning. You have to be on time. Kasi i-check mo lahat. Your internet, your the life the life battery of your phone, 'di ba? Tapos syempre yung how you look at the camera. Dahil of course, many of us are very conscious, 'di ba? Dahil nga lahat tayo first time na nag online eh. So yun, importante ang familiarization, no? Next, number two, extend your values even online. 'Di ba? Kung sa school natin may tinatawag tayong bullying, dito rin po cyberbullying is, number one that we need to prevent. Okay? The digital world is becoming a norm today. And the best version of yourself is more expected in the cyber world as if you are in the real world. Sabi nga nila, 'di ba, you will be able to get no more of a person in an hour of play than in a year of conversation, sabi ni Plato. Parang ganito rin sa online, 'di ba? Parang what you see is what you get, yung sinasabi nila sa mga nag-online selling. But then again, let us show to the people that we still have goodness inside. Okay? Number three, avoid sharing fake news. Spreading inaccurate information, even if it's not intentional, can confuse others. Halimbawa, nagsabi ka, malakas ang ano ngayon ng ulan, classmates, baka walang online class mamaya. Eh, biglang nabasa ng isang mong kaklase. Tapos suddenly, bigla nawala yung data niya. Ang huli niya nabasa yung message mo. So, in-expect niya, baka nga akala niya yung walang klase. But in the end, lahat kayo nakakapag-class tapos siya nawala. 'Di ba? Kasi ang nasa isip nga niya, baka nga wala. Although wala namang formal announcement. 'Di ba? Make sure to do fact-checking and provide relevant sources for your audience like your online readers and followers. Kasi mahirap nang magkamali, no? 'Di ba nga dati ang Facebook Messenger pag nakapag-send ka ng mali, hindi mo pwedeng mabura. Andiyan na siya. Kung wrong send ka, so sorry ka na lang. But now, pag nag-message ka, no, sa Messenger, pwede mo pa siyang i-remove or ilagay as unsent, 'di ba? But sabi nga nila, prevention is better than cure, no? Mas maganda na yung nag-iingat tayo. Okay? Next, number 4, be aware of what others' opinion. Remove inappropriate posters and things on the background. Mamaya, abang nagka-classic kayo, may daan ng daan dyan, kaliligo pa lang. Baka makalimutan niya, baka hindi niya alam na dito kayo pala nagka-klase. Diba? O baka naman, yung kalendaryo nyo dito, no? May mga babae. Diba? You have to be aware on that. Na upon looking on your camera, check mo ano bang mga possible na pwedeng makita. No? Before going on live video classes. Advise people at home to lower their voices and avoid being seen on the camera. Okay? Kasi syempre, kung ako nga, pag may nakita kong, ano yun? Di ba, pag ganun ka, lalo kung may daan ng daan, di ba? And of course, pag yung sound, mabilis na ma-accommodate ng ating speakers eh. Okay? Pero syempre, yung mga tilawak ng manok, kung na tayong magawa, kahit ganunin mo pa yung, ang tawag doon, yung beak ng manok, di mo na maaano yung pagtilawak nila eh. Okay, next, number 5. Ito, pinakang importante. Mute your audio when it is not necessary to talk. Kung before sa ating real life world, automatic pwede ka na magaganyan-ganyan, magsasalita-salita. Titoy na cyber world, o ito tawag natin new normal way, imagine mo kung kunwari we have 50 students in a class, lahat kayo sabay-sabay magsasalita, ang sakit sa tenga. No? So, importante yan na you should know how to mute and unmute. If there's an online discussion and you're not asked to speak, don't speak or do not mute or unmute your phone because it helps the class to stay focused. Next, number 6. Know when to send a group or private message. May mga bagay kasi minsan, 'di ba, before na experience ko in an online class, no, sa isang section na halimbawa parang, "Ma'am, hindi ako makakonect, ma'am. Ma'am, hindi ako." Alam mo 'yun, your problem is not the problem of all people, no? Kailangan maging discreet tayo. You can first stay calm and then try to troubleshoot at your end. Kung talagang di ka makabalik agad, you can message the person privately or your teacher privately. You may have concerns that is not necessarily to have been known by the group. You have to practice sending a private message to your teacher directly. Okay? Next, number 7, do not panic and express apology for unexpected glitches. Ayan, normal lang po talaga ang magkamali. Pero ang importante, pag nagkakamali po tayo, dapat natututo tayo. Kung nagkamali tayo ngayon, okay, nagka-problema kami sa sound. So ano bang gagawin sa susunod? Alam na namin yon. Kailangan alam na natin yon. 'Di ba? To, you have to assess and evaluate, of course, yourself. If you for if ever you got disconnected while the class is ongoing, remain calm. Check your internet connection and log back again. Let your teacher know what happened, and maybe after your class, ask your teacher what have missed through a chat or or a video call kung tapos na yung klase. Okay? Next, number 8, maintain a healthy discussion and provide constructive criticisms only. 'Di ba? Kasi hindi nakakatulong yung panay ang pupundahin mo na, ano ba yun, ang pangit naman nung ano niya, yung pinagsasabi niya, hindi maganda yung reporting. Kasi there will be a time that you will also conduct like this when you are about to report in a class. So lahat tayo will be given a chance to speak. Okay? So mas maganda na, try to organize or, your thoughts na in a way that it will help the people to be more better. Kasi normal lang naman po talaga yon. You have to practice courtesy and respect to the other to the others too. Okay? Next, number 9. Ayan, log out your social media accounts temporarily. It doesn't mean that you have to uninstall, but siguro i-log out lang or i-hide, tanggalin nyo sa screen nyo, no? Para hindi kayo ma-distract, lalo na kung gumagamit ka lang ng phone. Okay? Close other tabs, chat boxes, and games while on a live class. Kasi makakaano din yun sa internet connection. Nagkakaroon siya ng debugs, no? Especially when your phone or when you're using a phone and a Wi-Fi connection, naka-wireless connection ka. Next, number 10. Next slide. Yan. You have to think before you click. Remember, your words are permanent. Diba? Pag may nasabi ka na sa tao at dinamdam niya yun, nasaktan siya, ano niya sa utak niya na, tanga pala ako okay, sige. Parang, 'di ba? Kung ano yung nasabi natin, mahirap na siyang bawiin. Minsan pa nagagalit tayo, no? Nasasabi natin lahat ng gusto natin sabihin kasi naiinis tayo eh. Pero right after that, pag nahimasmasan ka na, ay, bakit ko ba ito nasabi? Ito lang pala yung ginawa ng tao, tas ganun ako makareact. Parang OA ko, parang, 'di ba? Parang is not the proper way to approach a person. Kaya sabi nga nila, when you're angry, just be with yourself. Stay quiet and then try mo muna siyang i-cool down para wala kang masabing masama. Lalo na ngayon, where most of the students, when they hated someone, they posted online. 'Di ba? Ang diary po dati, uso po sa journal, sa mga notebook. Ngayon, ang diary ng tao ay ang Facebook. Kasi sasabihin ng Facebook, how are you today? What are you feeling today? 'Di ba? So parang ang tao tuloy, lahat na lang sinishare online. Kulang na nga lang daw yung siguro kasi pagkain, i-share din online. But, that's, sabi nga nila, isa to sa mga pagbabago, no? Na kailangan nating tanggapin. But then again, there is always a limitation. Next, and probably the last, I think, yan, sabi nga nila, technology changes the world. No? Sabi kasi nila, science is the study of living things and technology is the application of science. But the problem is many people, no, tends to what? Maging lazy. Kasi dahil sa technology, nagkikitamad na sila. Yung mga bagay na dapat ginagawa ay hindi na nila ginagawa. No? Dati nga ang mga tao, ang haba ng mga nilalakad nila. Pero ngayon may bisikleta na, may motor na, may e-bike pa, 'di ba? They what? They tend to, instead of having an exercise, they tend to ride on those kind of vehicles. Diba? Yung mga dating nga simpleng paggagayat ng mga onions and garlic, 'di ba? Manually ginagawa. Ngayon may grinder na, yung parang pag nilagay mo siya doon, automatic madudurog na siya o mag-chop na siya sa sarili niya. So, sabi nga nila everything is digital. Next. And of course, before I end my this presentation, always remember that you have to participate actively in your class. Learning is a two-way process, and online classes can be more fruitful when you participate and become an active member of your class. Above all, take ownership of your learning. Time flies so fast, and we need to adapt to changes and make ourselves more productive and creative, especially today where technology really takes place. Everything changes. Teaching and learning process changes too. Let us not be afraid trying new things that we may not know at all. Moving out of the box can help us to become more efficient and proficient. As we face this COVID 19 pandemic, let us prove to all that learning should not stop because growing up couldn't be stopped. Okay? And as what Kulik 2017 says, education is what people do to you, and learning is what do to yourself. I hope that you have learned something today, Fugosians. Thank you and thank you for listening and have a good day.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Danica. Now, for our additional understanding of today's webinar, I am going to give you the floor to ask questions or share insights to our dear speakers and our fellow Fugosians. To do so, please type your name on the comment section to be properly addressed during the open forum. All right, any question from the SSG? All right, let us have Mr. Dexon Gatbonton from the Senior High School Department.
Good morning po, Dexon Gadbonton, SSG President, Class 12. So this question po is for Miss Cuenco. This is only my personal curiosity. Do you think that this online learning is really helpful for each and every one of the students, especially those who are not fortunate in life?
Okay. Thank you for that very full, wonderful question. Okay. So there are two concepts kasi sa question mo. Una, is it beneficial for all to have an online learning? Second is concerning about less fortunate people. Okay. Let me answer first the first concept. Online learning is very helpful to us, especially nowadays we are facing the pandemic COVID-19. We prevent ourselves going out, no, to socialize with other people to prevent spreading of diseases. But then again, the negativity part of it is there are some people who are not be able, no, to handle or to attend classes due to constraint for financial problems to have a source of internet connection and even to have a gadget. And probably, with the help of our localities or the LGUs, diba? If you have heard the news about the distribution of the online learning kits and even the other modalities, yung sinasabi po natin kanina na remote learning access, diba po? We have different methods of learning. Andiyan nga po yung tinatawag natin kanina, synchronous and asynchronous. So halimbawa, kung meron tayong difficulty using the technology, wala tayong gadget, we can use the modular form of learning. And then at the same time, yung may mga sabihin nating lucky enough to have a good source of internet and good gadgets, diba? They can also have the what we call online classes o yung tinatawag nilang synchronous learning. Kaya po kasi na-introduce sa atin to ng Department of Education through their research, no, yung tinatawag natin na dalawang remote learning learning access, no, is yung asynchronous and synchronous learning. Kasi the Department of Education try us to continue our learning. Kasi pag na-stop siya, no, para siyang sasakyan na kapag hindi mo na pa-start yung engine niya o yung makina niya araw-araw, nahinto siya isang buwan, isang linggo, ang mangyayari mawawala yung kaniyang durability, yung kaniyang husay ng takbo ng makina. Parang ganito lang yan. Halimbawa, ang end ng klase natin tuwing March, 'di ba? And then we start our class again by June. If you know how to write during the months of June to December until to March, pagdating ng June, para nagiging stiff na yung muscles natin sa kamay. Kasi, of course, during those period of our summer, hindi naman tayo nagsusulat. No? So, parang ganun din lang din yun. Yung ating human minds, kapag tayo ay hindi lagi nag-aaral at na-stop tayo ng isang taon, no, magkakaroon tayo ng malaking problema, no, overcoming again, going back to our previous lessons for the continuity of learning. Okay po, yun po yung sa aking pananaw. Thank you po.
Alright. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you po.
Okay, Dexon, are you satisfied?
Yes po, very satisfied po. Lalo po nung nagbigay si Ma'am Danica nung example na sasakyan, very mas naging interesting tsaka mas madali pong intindihin yung explanation. Thank you po.
Alright. Thank you so much, Dexon. Any other question from the SSG officers? Alright, let us have Miss Ayan Ramirez from the Junior High School Department. Miss Ayen, your mic.
Okay, sorry po, sir. Magandang hapon po, Ayan Maria Ramirez from SSG po, PIO. Ma'am, ang tanong ko po ay para po kay Nurse Castañeda.
Go.
Magandang hapon po, ma'am. Ano po, di ba po may fresh news po tayo kahapon na yung luluwagan daw po yung social distancing sa mga po ng public po na sasakyan. Pwede po ba mahingi yung opinion po doon? Kung positive po ba or negative yung opinion nyo?
Actually, regarding that matter naman, for the social distancing matter, siguro, that is advisable if we ourselves mismo is following the protocol, like wearing of face mask and face shield while we are traveling or while we are riding on the transportation, especially tayong mga commuters, so yung mga nagko-commute, siguro possible na maibalik nila yun kasi this pandemic affects the economy of our country, di ba? So, syempre, lahat, ang ating mga jeepney drivers, tricycle drivers, bus drivers, so they're trying to earn then money for living. So, regarding the social distancing protocol, kung tayo naman ay magpa-follow din ng simple wearing of face shield and face mask, I think that would be possible. Kasi, di ba nga sabi ko kanina, the transmission of COVID-19 is through droplet and airborne. So, kung tayo naman mismo to ourselves is protective and then we maintain and we follow the health protocols properly, maybe that is a simple step para medyo i-open naman yung ganyong suggestion sa social distancing. Ayun.
Okay. Thank you po.
Okay.
Alright. Okay na, Ma'am Ayan? Satisfied with Ma'am Castañeda's answer?
Yes po, kasi po mas inano niya po yung mga importanteng health protocol paglalabas.
Yes, importante
Thank you po.
Very important. Alright, how about the next person to ask? Ma'am Kiambao, maybe? Anyone from the SSG officers? Alright, let us have Mr. Jared Lumbre from the Junior High School Department.
Good afternoon po. Yung tanong ko lang po kay Ma'am Kiambao, ano po yung pinaka-stressful na situation yung naharap niyo po so far? Tsaka, paano niyo po yun kinaharap? And ano po yung advice niyo sa mga students na na-stress ngayon po sa online class?
Thank you sa magandang tanong, Jared. Oo. Sa buhay talagang lahat tayo, no, walang exemption. Lahat tayo dumarating dun sa, sabi nga, merong slight, merong moderate, at merong tayong severe na situation na hinaharap natin. Siguro sa akin, isa sa matindi na yung pinagsabay ko yung pag-aaral sa pagtatrabaho. Kasi, di ba, meron akong isang bachelor course, and then pagdating nung year 2012 sa 2013, nag-aral uli ako ng nag-take ako ng units for education. So kasabay nun, pumapasok ako sa office, nandun ako sa finance department noon ng isang non-government organization. So papasok ako ng Monday to Friday, pagdating ng Saturday, pasok ako sa klase buong araw. Then dumating yung time namin na kailangang i-audit kami ng SGV. So kailangan namin i-prepare lahat ng documents sa accounting department. Until Sunday, pumapasok ako. Isang buwan yun, that is June. So walang pahinga. Kinaya ko yon. Paano? Sabi nga, unang-una, ingatan natin yung sarili natin. Nagtitake ako ng vitamins. And then, pagdating ko sa bahay, siyempre, i-organize ko lahat. Mula sa umaga, ano na yung mga gagawin ko, nila-line up ko na siya. And then, hanggang dumating ako sa bahay, paano ko naman tuturuan yung mga anak ko sa pag-aaral nila. And then, hanggang kinabukasan, paano na naman yung pagising. No? At saka, ang isang mahalaga doon, yung matuto tayong tumawag sa Diyos. No? Sabi nga nung verse na senior ko kanina, laging i-entrust natin sa Panginoon para bigyan na tayo ng kaalaman at i-direct niya yung ating paths. So awa ng Diyos, napagtagumpayan ko naman hanggang nag-take ng board exam. Ayun, hanggang 2018, andito na ako sa Bugos. So, isa yun sa napagtagumpayan ko. Salamat! Nakatulong ba anak? Nasagot ko ba?
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you po.
Any other questions? May gusto pa ba tayong itanong sa ating dear speakers? Anything, insights that you want to share?
Sir.
Okay, let us have Mr. Sunny Dolorosa from the Senior High School Department.
Danny Dolorosa, sir. Good afternoon, SSG Vice President. My question is, ano lang po, kasi naririnig ko po sa balita, 20 million yung mga students po na hindi enrolled ngayong school year po. So, hindi po enrolled ngayong students po. And meron din po mga students na enrolled pero hindi makasali sa online class because yung mahina yung signal, yung hindi afford yung magpa-load araw-araw. Ano po yung opinion po nyo po doon and advice po? Para po sa inyo po yun, Ma'am Danica.
Okay. So ano ang opinion ko para sa mga...
Opo.
Ano ang maging opinion ko doon sa mga bata na hindi makapag-aral sa darating na school year na to?
Opo, ma'am.
So, ganito yan. Katulad na address ko kanina na almost same concern with you. Sa isang balita ko napanood nyo na rin, no, may mga grupo ng mga estudyante na sabihin natin hindi sila into online learning. Hindi sila pro, no? Parang ini-issue nila lagi, I mean, not in-issue, but they're asking, what about those students who are living in different mountains, no? In different regions, okay? So, even the localities sa bawat area, gumagawa po sila ng sarilang, kasi ano po yan eh, kaya nga 'di ba kaya sinasabi ko, may iba-iba din po tayong modalities or remote learning access. Meron tayong synchronous and asynchronous. So kung napapanood ninyo, yung mga nagla-live video sa Facebook, may mga kumakalat na viral rather na mga videos ngayon na may mga teachers sa mga probinsya na nagbabahay-bahay at nag-a-announce sila kung kailan sila mamimigay ng mga modules. Ayan. May napanood kasi akong video kagabi na ang sisipag nga talaga ng mga guro, no? Lalo na sa mga probinsya, tumatawid sila ng dagat. At may mga hawak silang mga expanded na envelopes na kung saan ang laman po nun ay mga panulat at saka mga xerox or photocopied mga photocopy papers sa sasagutan ng mga bata. Habang kumbaga ang gusto nilang mangyari is i-practice na yung mga bata kung paano ba yung panibagong paraan ng pag-aaral ngayon. Although there are some schools ngayon na nagsarado dahil nga sa una kasi bakit mo nagkasara mga eskwelahan? Siguro dahil nga kakulangan, no, sa pondo na kailangan nilang syempre ipasahod sa lahat ng empleyado nila. Pangalawa, yung papaano ba yung paraan ng kanilang kasi hindi ipinapasa ng IATF pag walang mga COVID protocols ang isang eskwelahan.
Correct.
Lalo
Mhm.
na kung hindi po to government or hindi to public school. So baka marami kasing mga ano talaga, maraming mga factors bakit nangyayari ito sa isang ano, no, sa isang lugar. So tulad niyan sa Pasig, no, ang bawat mayor gumagawa ng paraan para makatulong no sa mga estudyanteng walang kakayahang makabili ng gadget na kakailanganin. But then again, katulad nga rin sinasabi ng ating Deputy Secretary, gumagawa ang DepEd ng paraan para kahit mahinto ng pag-aaral man yan, maibalik ulit agad-agad. Kaya kung mapapansin niyo 'di ba, na-move ang ating pasukan, no? From June to September to October. Ayan, kasi kung ano yung tingin nila na mas magiging kapaki-pakinabang sa lahat, no? Kumbaga sabi nga kaya ni Mama Kiambao, umakyat tayo sa isang eroplano, tignan natin ang pangkalahatan. Huwag natin tignan yung sarili natin kasi nahihirapan tayo. No, ano bang mas nakakabuti sa lahat? Nakakapag-aral lahat tayo face to face? Wag muna tayong mag-aral isang taon o mas mainam ba talaga na lahat tayo eh mag-online na lang o wag na lang mag-aral at all? 'Di ba? Parang ang hirap kasi. Mahirap sa sitwasyon niyo siguro na kapag may mga bagay ka na kailangan mo at tingin mo na frustrate tayo dahil wala tayo nun, no? There are many issues that still um, not yet addressed. Okay? But one thing's for sure, no, everything is into a process kasi sabi nga nila, wala namang taong handa para rito. Kung siguro may taong nakapanghula na mangyayari ito, baka malayo pa lang napaghandaan na, no? Tulad na lang natin ginagawa sa SDRM, no, yung mga bird club, 'di ba? Nagkakaroon tayo ng earthquake drill kahit hindi natin alam kung kailan magkakaroon ng earthquake. 'Di ba? Pero minsan kung kailan nagkaroon pa ng earthquake, doon pa natin alam na natin yung duck cover and hold. Pero pag may earthquake na, natataranta na, kahit alam na nila yung mga gagawin, hindi nila nagagawa ng tama, no? So, kumbaga, ang nais ko na lang sigurong sabihin sa iyo eh ayun, lahat ng bagay may solusyon. Hindi man agad-agad magkaroon ng sabihin nating sapat na lunas para dun sa mga batang hindi nakapag-aral. Pero ang mas mainam dito kasi is lahat tayo eh nag-aaral para matuto at magkaroon ng magandang solusyon paano magkakaroon ng mahusay no na approach kumbaga sa mga taong hindi kayang makapag-aral. Yan lang. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Wow, maraming salamat po, Ma'am Danica. Ngayon, may mga gusto pa bang magtanong sa ating mga butihing speaker? For the last part, anyone who would like to ask? Okay, let us have Mr. Mark Harvey Hu from the Junior High School Department.
Yung question ko po, para din po kay Ma'am Danica Singcuenco po. Kasi po narinig ko po sa balita na tatanggalin na daw po yung periodical test. So, how are online classes graded na po?
Okay.
Ayun lang po.
Actually, maganda yung tanong mo, no? The management is still on the process to conduct an orientation for you. So, kahit pa sabihin ko to sa'yo ngayon, it is our policy, no, to have a proper time and proper schedule to have an orientation regarding with your class program, yung kasunduan natin, and the new way or the new normal way of grading system. So you will get to know more of that during our orientation and probably yung tinatawag nating in preparation for the Brigada Eskwela. SOPs. We have to follow the SOPs in school. So, ayun. We are still waiting for the final, no, the final memorandum regarding the proper grading system kasi in every subject it differs. Iba sa MAPE, iba sa English, sa Filipino, sa math, no? So we are just still waiting for the finalization of the grading system in each areas. Yan po.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, everyone, let us all give our wonderful and amazing speakers a virtual round of applause. All right, now to proceed with our closing remarks, let me call on Mrs. Elena C. Ignacio, our head teacher 6 from the HE department. Let us give her a virtual round of applause.
Morning, Fugosians. Morning, Sir Lambay. Fugosians, ready or not, getting a smart start in time of pandemic. Yan ang malaking katanungan. Pero nasagot ng ating mga magagaling na tagapagsalita. Kung natatandaan nyo, sino-sino nga yung ating mga speakers. Siyempre, ang unang-unang nagsalita at napakagaling na ang kanyang inalakay ay tungkol sa understanding emotions and emotional intelligence. Sino nga ang nagsalita? Ang ating guidance counselor, si Mrs. Aurora Yambao. Yung natutunan ba kayo ng pinyon? Yes, marami. Ha? At ang sumunod, handling and managing trauma, stress, and anxiety. Ano nga ba yung mga anxiety? At ano yung stress na yan? Natutunan natin sa pagbibigay kaalaman ni Mrs. Betsy Castaneda, ang ating school nurse. Siyempre, mga tunatan natin tagapagtalakay ang ating STRRN coordinator si Pilipinas Danica Karen 50. Natututo tayo sa kanila. Ang dami nating natutunan at sa palagay ko, handa na tayong harapin ang pandemic na ito. Tanong natin ang ating sarili, handa na ba tayo talaga sa pagbabago ito? Sa ating pag-aaral, siyempre, kaya na ang kanyang topic ni Ma'am Danica ay how to become successful online learners. Siyempre, magiging successful online learners sa tinalakay ni Ma'am, alam na natin yung mga bagay niya. Ano natin sa ating sarili kung ito'y handa naman. So, Fugosians, junior high school and senior high school, tanggapin natin ang mga pagbabagong ito at pag-aralan natin sa isip, sa gawa, ang mga natutunan natin sa mga pinahagi ng ating mga speaker sa umaga. So, maraming salamat, siyempre, sa ating very supportive na principal, si Sir Lambay, sa pagbibigay ng panahon na to, siyempre sa mga kaguruan at mga magulang na nakinig din sa umaga ito. Maraming pong salamat sa pagkikisa. At itong dahil na ito ay pinag-unahan ng STRRM team. Dahil sinabi ko kanina, ang ating coordinator, si Ma'am Danica Palos, ang kanyang kasamahan, at ang SSG officers, ang advisor, si Mrs. Yang Kahebe Antonio. Maraming pong salamat. Ulit, maraming pong salamat sa pakikisa at pakikinig sa umagang.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Ignacio. For sure, most of us have learned something today. Fugosians, let us always hope and pray for the better days to come. And as we still endure with our current situation, we hope that today's webinar will give you a great help, not only to you, but to the people whom you believe should hear today's lesson. Again, Fugosians, please don't forget to answer the evaluation form on the link provided. And again, it will be closed after an hour. This has been your host, Mr. J. Colin G. Aguilar. Thank you so much. and see you soon.